to introduce our first match.
Thank you very much, TJ. That's right. Let's go ahead and introduce the first teams that'll be playing today in the winners bracket finals. From Team CompLexity, please welcome to the stage Mr. Yagut, Crane 333, and Super JJ. Good luck. And thank you. Their opponents from Team Americas and Luminosity, please welcome Chalky, Frozen, and Zalay. And the stage has been set for the winners finals. The victor will go on to the championship match and guarantee themselves second place and $30,000 for an opportunity to claim the victory prize. Let's head over to our commentators, TJ and Admirable, and get this best of 11 started.
That's right. Thank you very much, Dan. My name's TJ. I'm joined by That's Admirable and Admirable. We're about to find out who's going to join us in the grand finals.
That's right, TJ. This is a big match for these guys. I mean, we're talking $150,000 up for grabs, $75K up top. You're 2 matches away at this point. Here, after the wins yesterday, all the matches were fairly close. Would a loss be too upsetting? Is that gonna affect the way you think about, am I doing things wrong? You know, the edges are close when the teams are this good. I'm looking forward to seeing if anything's adapted at all. Maybe they picked up some strategy since they've seen the decks. I mean, coming into round 1, they had no idea what they were facing off against.
Yeah, you don't want to second-guess your strategy at this point, and big thing is the winner gets to sort of sit by and watch the lower bracket finals tomorrow to work on their strategy, see how the other teams play, exploit some weaknesses, so it's a big deal. A win for either of these teams now would be huge for their chances in this tournament. Let's get into the picks and bans. No surprise right off the bat. Warrior taking off the board for both teams.
Yeah, this has been a common ban for Luminosity and for CompLexity all tournament long, and Rogue being the second one, it's just so strong versus the wide range of classes that you're forced to play in a 6-deck format. So since it's so powerful, they're going to omit it from play, and TJ.
Rexar's left open.
Wow. Paladin omit from Luminosity's lineup. CompLexity cuts out their Hunter, as has been the case basically all tournament long. For 7 weeks, teams have been omitting Rexar. Luminosity leaving it up.
We've barely seen Hunter, and it's had a small amount of success, but we'll get into that in just a bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at CompLexity and their lineup. It's Super JJ, Mr. Yagut, and Crane 333.
That's right. Super Jerome Jarrett is going to be on Druid and Priest, Mr. Yagut or Yogurt. I never know which one. Shaman and Paladin, and Crane 333. Mage and Warlock. We saw Crane yesterday have a little bit of a misstep in the Paladin matchup. He miscounted, and it cost them a very strong turn that would have been otherwise. And wow, that was a tough one.
Yeah, we'll see if they clean it up a little bit today. But let's take a look at the team of Luminosity, Chalky, Zalay, and Frozen.
Yeah.
Frozen was not thawed yesterday by their tough match.
He was not. And, once again, Frozen, you're going to hear him make a lot of off-the-wall comments, and the purpose of that is simply to open up the team's mind and make sure they're exploring all their options. That's not necessarily what he thinks they should do. Just trying to think outside the box. When this guy plays, he can really play. And not really much of a surprise to see Chalky on Warlock and Hunter here. I mean, in the arena the last month, I'm certain he had tons of games there to practice up his life tapping skills, and Hunter is, the deck of yore for him.
Yeah, and of course, Twitch chat voting is active, so you guys type either CompLexity or Luminosity in the chat. Let us know who you think will win, who you guys want to win. Luminosity had a large majority of the votes yesterday. We saw a lot of Luminosity fans in chat, so show your favorite team pride here, and let us know who you guys think is going to take the match. Who do you want to take the match? Vote with your hearts and with your minds.
If you're voting with your hearts, I think you got to go with Luminosity here. I mean, they're giving Rexar the good old go-ahead. And I think if you go with your heads here, honestly, I'm not sure about this strategy. We did see Hunter actually have some reasonable success during the regular season and it was due to the timing of Hunter. The times it were played were what were influencing the outcomes. The deck, for all intents and purposes, is bad. But the whole purpose of tech cards and bad decks is to be good in the right situation. That's what makes them bad, is the situations don't often come up.
For sure. All right, time for game number 1 of the second day of the Trinity Finals here. It's the upper bracket match with CompLexity and Luminosity. CompLexity is going to open up with Freeze Mage, and Luminosity is going to open up with Druid. Now, keep in mind, this is not Jade Druid. This is the Malagos Druid with Aviana and Kuhn. So we saw yesterday it did have some success. It got a few wins for them. And most notably, that one game where they fell down to like 4 health. There was 4 turns in a row, 5 health. And there was like 4 turns in a row where they were about to die. Like a Jade Lightning off the top would have been lethal. And they were able to bring it back with Malagos being on the board for like 6 turns in a row.
Virtus Pro had Jade Lightning in hand, and they needed to roll a Spell Power Totem for 2 turns. They missed both 25% chances, but they also could have drawn Jade Claws. They could have drawn a second Jade Lightning. Any source of immediate damage would have won them the game, and eventually CompLexity got through those turns, had a big cycle turn, and were able to completely recover afterwards. That was a nail-biter at the end. That was probably one of the best games I've seen all season long.
Really exciting. But getting into this one a little bit, from the Raven Idol, Luminosity is able to pick up a Jade Blossom, so they'll be able to get that ramp going pretty early on here. And we'll see just how CompLexity is going to deal with this. Now, keep in mind, there is double Feral Rage, I believe, in Luminosity's deck.
That's right. And this matchup in particular is what makes that double Feral Rage so important. Your key cards adjust, always depending on the matchup. And here, with this combo Druid deck, they're looking to simply ramp their mana, draw a ton of cards, and assemble massive from-hand damage in a single turn. For CompLexity, a lot of their deck is based around keeping the board under control for as long as possible. This is Freeze Mage, and their playing gets a little bit shaky. Let's listen to them and get some exact thoughts.
So the question is...
We also get rid of the 1 armor.
Yeah. I mean, we would go face with the 1/1, but yeah. Just makes sense.
Huh. Probably save that.
Yeah.
They pinged on 3.
You want to be saving that for like Doomsayers and stuff.
The land serves me.
Alright, we're up on crystals.
Wow. Shocker.
Sometimes you're not up on crystals and you feel really bad. Druid tips.
Yeah? You're so good.
Yeah, I know.
Really see us setting up better. And I think actually what we do is we trade the 1/1 and ping it. Because either the Doomsayer will proc almost like dealing damage doesn't matter.
Yeah, because we have
But if he does clear it, it's most likely swipe, and then we just can barrier ping. So like, I think we just gain nothing by going face, and by trading this, we always have the option of pinging it next turn with barrier.
Sure.
Agree.
The end is coming!
Nourish for cards.
Yep.
Left 1.
Yeah.
Oh, very likely they have Emperor, right?
Yeah.
We don't have good removal for Emperor.
Nope.
Ultra's fine.
Not fine.
Not fine?
No.
Why?
If we mulch, I think we tempo gain armor. Actually, that allows them to fireball us in the face, but
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
but we can't nourish.
But hand size is an issue, so we might have to.
Oh baby, that's not an Emperor.
PogChamp!
PogChamp.
PogChamp indeed. Luminosity able to ramp up early, draw a lot of cards early. This is how this deck works effectively.
Yeah.
It's not like Jades where you're trying to ramp 2 things at once, where you're trying to ramp Jades and you're trying to ramp cards. It's more just draw as much as possible, ramp as much as possible, and assemble that burn as quick as you can.
Assembo.
Assemble!
It's like a bow, but it assembles instead of shooting arrows. You like pull back the you pull back and you let go, and then suddenly you have a mech.
Yeah. Well, here Luminosity can go off a little bit with this Gadgetzan And they do, we heard Frozen mention, you talked about sort of the off-the-wall plays, mention just the tempo feral raise for armor, which they talked about, you know, it gives CompLexity a chance to use burn early on to get rid of the armor, but it gets that 3 mana out of the way. But his teammates dismissed that, but, you know, that's that driving that discussion that we talked about.
Yeah, it's a really interesting matchup where Luminosity, they are playing defense for some amount of time, and that time comes in where the window for CompLexity fits in, and that's why you heard them be so happy about no Emperor. Emperor Thorson enables Freeze Mage to do some pretty disgusting things, so timing the armor from Feral Rage very important. Let's listen in as the teams start to go through their turns.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
Or do we overdraw? We don't overdraw.
No.
Yeah, you end with 9.
But you have to Emperor first.
Right.
Is that better? I think it is.
I think it's better.
It's pretty good.
By the power of Ragnaros, I have the power!
Job's done. Yeah, we just don't lose the goose.
I mean, he can't deal with Goose on 7 unless
Yeah.
he gets the Roaring Torch.
Yeah.
But I think this is a little bit safer.
What to do? What to do?
I mean, we could ice block Fireball.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if we can ever go Emperor, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm thinking we have to hope they don't have it.
The
I think block and Fireball is the play.
yeah, I agree. I think it buys them
I
out
think
more
so
time.
as well.
Time runs out on me.
They drew last, so they probably have it.
Yeah, well, I think it was because they needed to spend mana before drawing. Like they went to 9 after this.
Yeah.
I think it was more.
The Raven Idol tells us something about our game plan, whether we're burning or fatiguing.
I mean, saving Raven Idol means whenever we draw Fandral, it might give us a minion of heal.
If we goose,
We might have to go for minion if we have nothing, right? We don't know if we want to go for spell or minion.
We always have Fandral in the deck as well.
Yeah.
they could clear the goose without us getting value off of it,
Yeah,
but they lose a lot of burn.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of burn.
and we have a lot of. I think we can fatigue them, right?
I mean, we're ahead in cards, but yeah, sort of.
We have pressure minions as well. You'd rather develop a board and then play Malleus and clear like the Doomsayers and stuff, but this isn't. We had a kind of rough hand for that. We could go for a minion, but that's ambitious. I like this.
I feel like they could fatigue us now.
It's hard. Very hard for them to fatigue us.
Yeah. Okay.
We've got.
You'll hear Luminosity referred to the Goose, and it may confuse you, but they're referring to Malagos. They call him Malagoose, abbreviated to the Goose.
Yeah, the straws.
The straws comes
CompLexity's
out.
going with the straws.
Yeah, but Malagos, a lot of times against Freeze Mage, you can just play it on the board because either they spend a ton of burn to deal with it, or they just can't deal with it because they lack hard removal outside of the burn, and then you get free turns with just as many spells as you want to. And Luminosity's got the spells to back up this Malagos. It's going to stick on the board for a long time.
That's more health for it.
They can even give it some more health. They have both Feral Rages in their hand already. This is going to be really tough for CompLexity.
Yeah, the one thing they have to do is consider what the actual maximum amount of damage CompLexity can deal from here is. It would be Frostbolt, double Ice Lance. That would occupy 4 mana, and then they have 5 mana left over. So I'm not sure if Evolved Kobold is the most damage they can deal there. It sounds to me like it's a second Frostbolt and a Roaring Torch. That would be 12. That would be 20 points of damage.
Yeah.
So they're going to play around a perfect range possibility here from CompLexity, and then also defend this Malagos as long as possible. The damage they have racked up in hand is not going to be anywhere near. And as you mentioned with expending the damage, if CompLexity uses all that burn, how do they actually kill Luminosity at that point? And that's why you hear them talking about fatigue as well.
Yeah, pretty much all Luminosity has to do is keep enough removal in their hand to deal with the Doomsayer, which is really not that hard. I mean, they have double mulch, they have double swipe, and they have wrath, living roots. All of those things just kill a Doomsayer outright with the Malagos on the board. So, I mean, they're just going to keep armoring up and making huge dents in the life total. There's an ice block up, but it really doesn't matter too much. I don't think they'll have enough time to win the game. Let's listen into CompLexity now and see if they have any hope of trying to find a win condition.
That's a ping to the face.
I mean, it's kind of a thing, but if we don't get the Emperor down, we're gonna miss a ping anyways, right? At some point, so I think we use the Emperor barrier.
I think so.
Yeah, sure, go.
And after this turn. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's think about this turn a lot. They're at 34, so we can't pop them.
I like going like War, and then Hero Power, and then
Wrath?
Wrath, yeah.
Do we Wrath for the draw? We do, right? Yeah, we never fatigue out.
Yeah. So Wrath?
Could they ever deal 28? No, not with 6 cards. Okay.
Can they?
Not with 6, right? It'd have to be 5 burden spells plus Evolve Kobold.
So Torch, Fireball.
Well, the Kobold's worth 10. So the
I
other
don't
stuff
think
needs to do 18. They could.
Yeah.
They could, actually. Like...
We should just play the other Feral Rage.
We should play the other Feral Rage. Yeah. We should play the other Feral Rage.
So Wrath for 6 and then Feral
Wrath
Rage?
for 6.
You don't want to swipe? Okay.
Nah.
Do we want to play the War or not?
Well, it's either Hero Power or War.
I think it's Hero Power.
I want to gain 9.
Okay,
Yeah.
then gain 9.
And you can play the Wild Growth, but not
Yeah,
draw.
don't draw.
We need cutter.
Yeah. Let's see.
I think we just Blizzard ping.
What to do? What to do?
And we need to Blizzard that?
Yeah, it's better than leaving. Like, if the turn he pops us is what matters, right?
I know, but don't we have to risk it a little? I mean...
He doesn't play many more minions. We have 2 Blizzards. And, like, I think it's better than passing.
There are not so many minions, right?
Any damage he gets in, he gets really close to popping us. Right,
Like, double swipe into something is already. I would Blizzard here.
I don't like the Blizzard, but sure, you can do.
Wow. Well, so talking about the previous turn, Luminosity using the Feral Rage, the maximum amount of damage with 6 cards and Evolve Kobold with the reductions would be 29.
Was it 29 or was it 31? So if they had perfect triggers on Emperor and they top decked the right card, it would be Evolved Kobold, Fireball, Roaring Torch, Frostbolt, Ice Lance, Ice Lance. That's the maximum amount of damage they could deal with perfect discounts on the Emperor, and then afterwards. That's 6 from Fireball, 6 more from Roaring Torch. That's 12, 3 from Frostbolt, that's 15, 4 from Ice Lance, 19, 4 more from Ice Lance, 23, and then plus 2 damage to each of those spells. So 33 damage was the maximum amount of damage that CompLexity could deal if they had the actual perfect hand. Luminosity played around that possibility.
Well, we do have a meta report question up for the Twitch chat poll. Either Druid or Mage. Now, this matchup is kind of one-sided for this poll. Let us know.
Remove yourself from the situation we're in right now and ask yourself, who do you think wins overall? If the game doesn't go this way for Luminosity, do they still win? And a lot of times they do, but a lot of times they don't. I'm curious. I personally think that the Druid is, or this build of Druid is massively favored versus Mage. And I think it's just because the way it's set up, they have no cards that are really weak to CompLexity.
Yeah. All right, well, Luminosity throwing a little bit of burn at the face. Should be able to pop the block next turn with damage from hand. They set it up in a way next turn where they could Living Roots plus Hero Power, which pops the block at
1.
With double spell power on the board.
Yeah, so it's 7, 8 from living roots. Oh, no, they would need extra damage.
2. They'd pop the block at 2. Well, if the board is frozen, they might have to use a swipe, but then they'd pop at 10, which is really awkward.
I think they're okay with just taking it slow. I mean, look at the way they've been playing.
Yeah.
They've only been playing to kill double Doomsayer.
Well,
they don't even have to kill double Doomsayer.
Yeah, one Doomsayer's already been played, so they really only need to keep it for 1, and they have double mulch.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like, they're playing around the absolute minuscule possibilities that Complexity could have to win.
Yeah. Well, this takes a spell power off the board, so... Oh, but they get rid of the hero power. So Luminosity can pop at 1 with swipe plus living roots, I believe. But this is, again, a last-ditch desperation effort.
It's likely to just simply be swipe. I think they might expend the living roots just to get the block out of the way, but they don't really have to. The Malagos is at 10. Alex Strauss is gone. The Evolved Kobold's going to be gone. They're going to be at 26, and Complexity is going to have 3 cards in their hand. Where on earth does that damage come from? So they will just go ahead and pop the block and make the force to Complexity. But this game has been over for quite some time, and it's been a matter of going through the motions.
Yeah. I mean, they're at a
dominant position.
They're at a crisp 26 after this turn.
Yeah, I mean, they've been out of reach, I think, quite literally every single turn of the game. Freeze Mage does not win if you're out of reach the entire time.
Yeah. And Burn Spell's picked up a Complexity. They just didn't pick up enough draw in this game, I feel. There was a chance for them to maybe get through the armor, but even if they had picked up nearly perfect cards, I still don't think it would have been enough for them to get through. And they're not going to be able to end the game this turn because they're phase frozen, but they uprooted!
I love it.
Style points.
I mean, that's the best way to do it.
All right, well, that's going to be Luminosity taking game number 1 of this best of 11 series. That Druid's been doing work for them over the past 2 days. We'll see if they can keep it up. The only team, at least from what we've seen, there was a Druid ban yesterday, so we didn't get to see the Druid from CompLexity. But from what we've seen so far, they have been the only ones that have played that Malagos Druid.
And it's looking so strong.
Yeah.
It feels almost rogue-esque with the way that it has such a wide range of classes it gets to face off against. The one weakness of Druid has historically been overwhelming early game pressure. With Small Time Buccaneer getting changed, it meant that almost every other deck started to have more game versus Pirates, and as a result, you've seen them kind of slip a little bit out of the metagame. The Shaman builds have been going more mid-range. Rogue and Warrior in this format, they're getting banned out. There's no Pirate classes available in that case. If that's happening, the slow combo deck that Druid has suddenly becomes a force.
Yeah, we have to sort of sit back and think, what is Complexity going to use here? Priest is definitely on the top of their list of options to face up against this Druid. Traditionally, in the regular season, we saw a lot of teams, once Druid was played, try and counter with Priest, but that was against Jades.
Yeah.
Is it the same against Malagos? Can they afford to do that? A deck that has more removal than Jades, but less minion pressure.
And I continue to go against the grain here. I think that Druid in the hands of an incredibly strong player is favored in the Priest matchup. I think that they understand where the mulligans sit, what the key cards are, and what they have to do to get the board under control. I think Jade's certainly a lot closer than I initially anticipated, but this combo build, Priest is definitely something it could suffer to because of its lack of interaction in the early game. But if they assemble combo damage, Priest doesn't have any way to actually fight against that. So if they just have one of those ramp and draw hands, you're going to get there quite often.
It's another class where a Malagos just the goose slammed onto the board.
It's
hard to deal with. Yeah.
Yeah. If Priest does not have the damage set up on board, or like say 6 damage on board and then brand Blackwing Corruptor, it's very difficult for them to actually handle Malagos in that position. One turn of Malagos living could spell the end of the game for Priest, even if they're not killing you that turn.
Yeah.
A lot of times that killing blow happens due to like a value swipe, just killing your whole board, dealing 9 points damage, starting to attack for 4. It keeps pressure the entire time. That's one of the benefits of having Ragnaros in Priest, is that you can offset a turn like that sometimes, but for the most part, it's a devastating minion.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see Complexity Shaman here in game number 2. That's what they're going to try and use to defeat this Druid. We saw yesterday Luminosity had this same matchup, and they were able to take the victory, but it was incredibly close. They were a spell power totem away 2 turns in a row from losing the game. And we do see Complexity has Thunderbluff Valiant.
Yeah, the difference was that was Jade Shaman that we were watching yesterday, and we talked a little bit about this build yesterday as well. Gia got hit rank 1 on ladder playing a Thunder Bluff Valiant mid-range version. And since the Jade package has been so heavily teched against by so many decks, they're just prepared for it. I think Thunder Bluff Valiant's really starting to fit in again. It makes a lot of sense because Flame Wreath Faceless is a pretty soft, you know, most classes are pretty soft to that card right now since they don't have hard removal. And as a result, your ability to scale into the later game with Thunder Bluff Valiant, that much better. Let's listen to Luminosity as they play off against this Shaman.
Quick.
So they have 7/7.
No threes. No threes in their hand.
No threes. And
Like, they didn't
Or
even
maybe
think
just
about
a
it.
7/7.
They didn't even think about
Well, they
it.
could have thought about it on the turn before, like on our turn. And then nothing changed.
I'm making my read.
All right.
No Totem Golem. No 3 drop. And most likely 7/7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And we also want to maybe pick up some better curve than we have, right?
Yeah, like the turn after this.
Did Thing from below in their deck?
No. No.
Hero power?
Maybe their hand just sucks.
Yeah. Speaking of hands that suck.
Alright,
Hey.
we need a Thanos.
Hey, we have 16 damage. We're halfway to lethal. 17 with the Moonfire.
That's 30 with 13 hero powers.
Yep. Alright.
Mulch boys.
Oh, coin, nourish for crystals.
Yeah.
Easy play. You gotta call the cards, man. You learn from a mod. Thanos! And you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Secret Druid tips.
I didn't want Thanos, I wanted Mulch.
Yeah.
I think
too.
Thanos was better there.
No,
What?
because they're going to Feral Spirit here a lot of the time, and we're going to be sad. I mean, I guess.
Druid tips with Frozen. Gotta call your cards.
I mean, the Thanos is definitely good here. Thanos Swap Moonfire deals with the Flame Wreath Faceless. They're going to take a hit from it, but as Chalky said, they're going to have Ferals here a lot, and we're in trouble. Well, they're also going to have Mana Tide sometimes, and Totem Golem, and pretty much anything to add to the board right now is going to be a pain for Luminosity to deal with. Every single turn they're thrown off a tempo, and Ancient of War is a tough card versus mid-range Shaman. You know that Hex is in their deck, and as a result, that card can become a liability if the timing isn't perfect. But Luminosity making the reads early on. Chalky, I'm making my read. There's no 3s in hand. And there wasn't at the time. Hex is not a 3-drop. That's a 3-cost responsive spell.
Frozen even called the 7/7 from a Jade Claw's turn 2. That's how you know deep these guys think into the matchup and the hands.
Mana Tide is scary.
Well, they can go with the play that they had talked about, which was Thanos Swipe plus Moonfire, but they leave the Mana Tide up.
The Azure Drake is really the draw here. I think that's probably going to change this.
Azure Drake doesn't allow you to do anything, though.
Well, it's going to get attacked into a lot of times or occupy Complexity's turn.
Or just Jade Lightninged.
And that's the thing. I think if they see Jade Lightning here, they're pretty happy with that because it still sets up their Blood Mage Swipe turn. This is a really interesting spot. And honestly, even the Ancient of War is not looking horrible here. But the idea is that it's going to take some setup for them. They have a lot of work to do. Complexity understanding that Flame Wreath being such an important card and then just the Mana Tide for draw versus the Totem Golem for damage is very important. They need to find all their tools to keep Luminosity on the back foot.
Yeah.
The Mana Tide Totem, for all intents and purposes, is a lot of pressure.
Well, they're going to go with the Ancient of War. And Super JJ getting into it. We can hear him from all the way over here. He's pretty happy to see that Ancient.
I love how animated Super JJ is.
Yeah, I think he just made a frog noise. Let's go and listen into Complexity and see just how happy they are.
What if we Hex and Totem Golem? All of our next turn plays suck.
No, we have Drake.
Yeah, but
I think we should really develop the Totem Golem.
We have also Jade Lightning maybe next turn.
Yeah. I think we should really develop the Totem Golem here.
Like, Thunder Bluff next turn might not even be that great next turn. On 2 totems. And he will probably kill something, right?
Yeah. I would play Totem Golem in the middle. Yeah, kill it with the claws. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a very good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what is the Druid gonna do? Once he loses board, there is no brokeback. I mean, they clearly don't have the mulch. Malygos can do... Yeah, it can do some stuff, but yeah.
The left one.
I mean, yeah, hero power is still better. It's Moonfire.
Next turn we have Drake Swipe.
Yeah.
Really not enough.
Totem would have been actually pretty bad here, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, guys, let's see. So, okay, our options are Drake. I mean, the Drake is kind of good, right? I mean, it's...
Could Totem Golem Jade Lightning Phase attack this?
But yeah, he will... I don't like it.
Like, we have Rag as well.
Yeah, we have Rag.
Well, for me, it's either Drake or Thunder Bluff, honestly.
I do like the Thunder Bluff a lot. The reason is also Drake Swipe, right?
Yeah, for example, even like just a swipe on the Drake, right?
I would just play the Thunder Bluff.
And yeah.
And bump that with our face, right?
Yeah. I mean, the Thunder Bluff is nothing we want to see here, right?
Yeah, it's just annoying.
Ooh. We could go Emperor, Feral Rage for armor. That's the first play that jumped into my mind.
That's the Totem Golem kill your Emperor, right?
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
But
I'd be better off just wrathing the Totem Golem.
I kind of see where you're at, but yeah, like you want to reduce the wrath for the Azure Drake Swipe to make it really good. But yeah, I don't know.
I think it's, say they go Rag. It's better to just Emp, right? Emp Feral Rage.
If we're gonna Emperor, we should kill the Totem Golem.
I don't think so.
The Totem Golem attacks for 5.
Yeah?
Like, you could Feral Rage to kill the Totem Golem, you could Wrath the Totem Golem. Just don't give him that free kill on the Emperor.
I think it's likely they have like Flame Tongue or something like that anyways. I like Feral Raging for armor.
A little bit of Luminosity has, we saw yesterday that when Frozen's piloting, he kind of just wants to do his own thing, you know?
Well, I think here he's got a lot of merit to it. And if hero power comes from complexity, it means there is no Ragnaros sitting the board. Let's say they take out the Totem Golem here, and then they do have Flame Tongue Totem. I think that is pretty likely right now. There hasn't really been a good situation for it. I think that Frozen is spot on here, and he's doing the exact same thing that Super JJ's doing, which Super JJ is just trying to make the turns weird for Luminosity at this point. Since Luminosity doesn't have that ability to make the turns weird for complexity, all they can do is kind of play their hand as strong as it is. And complexity has an obvious answer here, but what do they do with their mana? I mean, their hand is pretty heavy at this point.
Well,
this is not an easy turn for complexity.
I mean, this turn, they could,
good,
they could
not
still
easy.
develop a lot. They could Tunnel Trog, Totem Golem, Hero Power, make the trade in with the Totem Golem, and still be left with a 3/6, a 5/4, a 2/3, and a 2/2 or 3/1 totem.
Mind you, though, the concern was Drake Swipe.
Yeah.
If that's the concern, how do they actually get around it? It's by setting up the turn that will be most resilient to that board pressure. But at 20, I think Luminosity is not in a horrible shape here.
Yeah. They still just...
They need draws, though.
They still... I mean, this deck really doesn't win in a board battle. Is the thing.
Oh, there's mulch for Ragnaros now.
So
it doesn't win in a board battle, and Thunderbluff Valiant's a very large part of that.
Yeah. So they could Wrath.
I think it's a Wrath for 4. Wow, are they mulching the Thunderbluff? Do they feel the need to draw?
They're probably gonna. Ooh.
This is really interesting to me because if they had chosen to swipe the Totem Golem here, they could have wrathed the Thunderbluff Valiant and kill it off. So what they're doing here is they're like, well, you don't have the cards to finish the game in that case. They're going to have to take risks, and that Innervate is a big payoff card that allows them to kill this Thunderbluff Valiant. Oh, they already had extra mana? What? Oh, Emperor discount.
Yeah, Emperor discount.
I'm a dum-dum. Ignore what I said. Innervate was terrible.
Yeah, and I don't even know where this Innervate's going to play a part. They've used both swipes. Auctioneer, but what are they drawing towards? Malagos? This deck just, in these board battles, it doesn't really feel like it does much unless it gets ahead.
That's the thing, is the board battle is taking place for a lot longer than this deck wants to. And that's the reason why Shaman has the advantage.
Yeah. We have another vote up. Who is the tactical mastermind? Is it Super JJ from CompLexity, or is it Frozen from Luminosity? Frozen.
When you say Frozen, you kind of give it a little chuckle. Because he's been saying such off-the-wall stuff is why.
But that's kind of what you think of when you think mastermind. Type it in Twitch chat, Super JJ or Frozen. Who do you think is the tactical mastermind?
Oh, this Ragnaros shot. I think that's better than hitting the Drake, honestly. Let's listen to Luminosity as Ragnaros gets them under heat.
So we're going to go Mulch. So that's 5 mana used. Then we have Mire Keeper for a minion. Yeah, that's fine. We need a cycle.
Yep.
Ooh.
Mulch, Fandral, Innervate, Mire.
Do we want to Vate? I mean, it makes the Auctioneer draw worse,
yeah.
but yeah, that's the only one, right? That's the only card.
Nourish.
Yeah, it's good with Nourish. We have 2 of those.
Can they ever burn
We have 1
us?
Nourish. We used 1 for
Can they ever
crystals.
burn us from 8? Double J Lightning?
Yeah, they can, but do we worry about that?
We could go like Mire Keeper Hero Power and save the Fandral. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Just make a 2/2 for sure. Make sure. Yeah. 'Cause, like, we have the Fandral with the Feral Rage. Okay.
Nah, and the Brokeback ends here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no Fandral this time.
Oh, the top deck. Oh, very good. We of course use one. Yeah, yeah. Ah, what a pity. Ah, that top deck Luminosity. Very.
But the rag was so perfect because.
Yeah.
All right, well, they had lethal without the Jade Lightning, but you hear Super JJ trying to get into their heads a little bit, saying, ooh, CompLexity top decked the Jade Lightning for lethal.
And honestly, the tech is what made a difference here for CompLexity. Typically, mid-range Shamans do not run Lightning Bolt. They tech that Lightning Bolt in there for a little bit of extra reach, a little bit of extra removal, and Luminosity just didn't account for it. Not accounting for that Lightning Bolt lost them the game. If they Feral Rage that turn, I think they're in great shape after that.
Yeah. They did have the board.
And so many of their draws are just good.
Malagos, Nourish. They already saw a Hex. I don't know. Only speculation at this point, but we'll see. CompLexity takes the win with Shaman, so they're going to be playing that in the next game. Let's see what Luminosity is going to have to deal with that Shaman. They have Reno Warlock. They have
Freeze Mage.
Freeze Mage as well. The Hunter is the sort of the wild card deck.
I mean, that's the one that worries me. Where does this fit in? I'm curious.
What type of Hunter is it even? We saw N'Zoth Hunter throughout the regular season as a control killer.
I'm not even sure that there is a standard Hunter list at the moment.
If there was one, Zalay would have the data to back up just about any Hunter list for the field playing for an entire month.
According to that data, it's not legend material in 30 days.
By one of the best players in the world, which is saying something.
Yeah.
But can it be used in a specific situation? Zalay finds something in his travels throughout the land of Rexxar that would lend him to believe that Hunter has a really good matchup against one specific type of deck.
That's very possible, and that may have been a contributing factor to him putting in all that time. Was, look, we're about to play a big tournament where there's Hunter's a possibility. Is there a matchup that we know is bad for us where we can bring this deck, take it out, and continue the game plan we wanted?
It was either that or he was bored of Shaman.
He played a lot of Shaman.
One of the two.
He did. I remember watching his stream a lot during that time, and he did say, if I wasn't streaming right now, I'd be playing Shaman. Zalay is a power deck player.
Yeah.
That guy does not care what it takes to win. Winning is what he enjoys. He'll do whatever it takes. If that means playing Hunter, so be it. I'm really curious how that deck looks and what it's designed to beat. I mean, instinctively, it feels like a control killer. Hunter's got a lot of those tools. What control were they really concerned with is my question.
Yeah. Not too sure. But we'll see. Players are setting up. Luminosity has chosen their next deck, but they're just moving around their players to get the pilot ready in his seat. And
that's a great look by Mr. Yagut there. He's just completely focused.
He's intense, man. CompLexity, you know, Super JJ can be, you know, jovial and, you know, be super animated with his emotions. But when those guys get down to business, they get down to business, man.
It's a lot of money on the line.
There is, yeah.
Every single one of these guys is a great attitude. But when it comes game time, you need that focus.
I said it yesterday. These guys are playing. First place is $75,000 for the team. That's $25,000 per player. For some of these players, that's more than they make sometimes in a whole year from prize money from tournaments because of the way that, you know, usually majors are structured.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Yagut has fairly recently stepped into the tournament scene with his you know, foray into team play. CompLexity picked up a great player with Mr. Yagut, and I remember talking with him a lot about wanting to get into a team, and the main reason he wanted to be on a team was to play in tournaments. That's why he wanted to be there. He wanted to travel to DreamHacks. He wanted to compete as a single unit and fight together. And here he now has the opportunity to do that. This is the biggest prize pool I think Mr. Yagut's played for.
I'd definitely say so. But let's jump into it. Game number 3, CompLexity on the Shaman once again. Luminosity is going to use the Priest deck.
And that's really interesting to me. You know, I think Dragon Priest definitely has a much stronger matchup versus mid-range Shaman than it would seem. But there are a lot of scary tools in CompLexity's deck. If they get a Tunnel Trog Totem Golem start and they have a Flame Tongue to back it up, if they get an uncontested Mana Tide, if they're able to stick a lot of totems to the board and then land a Thunderbluff Valiant. I don't think we saw a Bookworm in Luminosity's deck yesterday. And that's a big card versus Shaman. You know, Shadow Word Pain effects are the effects that you want versus Shaman.
Yeah, for Totem Golem, for Thunderbluff Valiant.
For Mana Tide Totem.
Mana Tide Totem.
You just want to kill those, get tempo, and make use of them afterwards.
All right, well, Luminosity is going to open up with Twilight Whelp. CompLexity does have a pretty reasonable, not answer to it, but sort of a contest on the board to it with Tunnel Trog and Flame Tongue Totem follow-up.
Blackwing Technician's a good one.
Yeah, they are going to miss turn 2, but they can just bump heal if they feel the need to. It sort of hedges around.
Yeah, I'm not...
Flame Tongue Totem and Totem Golem.
I'm not really sure it's much of a miss because it puts a lot of pressure on CompLexity to actually answer the Twilight Whelp right away.
Yeah.
Your Tunnel Trog's under heat. They're threatening value. And if they don't take care of the board, that means Luminosity is going to be able to take a board lead. And them getting a board lead is pretty much where CompLexity loses the game. For all things considered, both teams have to fight incredibly aggressively to control the board because that's where their central value comes from.
Yeah.
Just pointed at the truck.
Yeah, no thanks. Don't want to go in there. So they do have to kill with the Flame Tongue Totem.
Do they have to?
It would.
What if they coin Mana Tide here?
They could coin Mana Tide as well. It would basically give. They would get a guaranteed 2 draws almost, unless Shadow Word Pain were to come out, and they give a free kill over on the Tunnel Trog. They could isolate a Flame Tongue Totem on board, and then maybe next turn play Mana Tide to give them 2 threats that they have to deal with.
I'm a little bit curious about the Tunnel Trog. I mean, it makes sense to play the Flame Tongue if you're playing the Tunnel Trog here, because otherwise you're just giving it away. And here, now they're kind of giving away their Flame Tongue Totem. Let's listen to Luminosity. Their turn 3 gets underway.
This is pretty awkward usually for your curve.
Yeah. Especially since there's no bucks.
So they have 2 cards they kept now.
Yeah, so it's keep coin 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
I think we still play with the Mana Tide, right?
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
He has to attack still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, which one do we kill?
The Flame Tongue, for sure.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah.
Flame Tongue's such a big deal.
Guardian, kill the Flame
We
Tongue.
play the Guardian that we kept.
Yep.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
That was also a keep, right?
4. Yes, it was.
So
So they have one kept card left.
Yeah. Keep
Alright.
coin 1, 2, 3, 4.
Guardian, clear the flame tongue.
Yes, that's keep coin 1, 2, 3, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No.
I track by the turn they were first able to play the card.
Okay.
But yeah. So they have 2 4s basically.
I think we just coined the Drake.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
It's very good.
I think so as well.
They're very likely to Blackwing Corrupt, right?
Yeah.
Going to the Feral Spirit. Super optimistic.
I mean, we got some board clearance.
Okay, okay. So operative would be more resilient against the storm.
I mean, it kind of just makes sense, right?
Operative.
Operative, kill the tide, go face.
Positioning for Argus.
Positioning doesn't. No, Flame Tongue. Flame Tongue in their deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
So think about that too.
So it should be far left.
Yeah, that seems fine to me. We could put the 3/5 in the middle, but I'm fine with it anyway. Let's play it.
Probably Jade Claws.
Probably Drake.
We have.
I don't know.
There's
dude.
a little bit of Brand Jade Claw synergy. It's mainly just the Jade Claw is a good card, and it helps us clear his Drake.
I like that. I like that.
Okay.
We're not taking Feral. We don't need Azure Drake.
No, we don't. We don't.
Well, they leave the Azure Drake on the board, which means they're a little bit more vulnerable to Lightning Storm, but not so much because their board has a lot of health right now.
Did they consider what Blood Mage Lightning Storm looked like? And it looks like they did. Twilight Guardian and Operative have 6 health, so that won't wipe it out. And the Technician doesn't always die.
Yeah.
That combination. So this is looking like a strong setup. I mean, they're weak to certain cards, but that weakness doesn't come in the effect of losing the board. It just comes in the effect of now the cards are 1 for 1 instead of 0 for 1.
Yeah, and it looks like CompLexity clearly picked, according to Twitch chat, the right hero here. Thrall versus Morgul, the Oracle.
You know, I still don't have Morgul.
I don't either.
I just don't have any friends.
I freaking hate that guy. Triggered.
I like him.
Triggering intensifies.
I think it's cool how him and Finley really get along.
Murlocs stick together, man.
Makes sense to me. The Jade Claws is really the big influencer here. And this is exactly why Luminosity picked their own Jade Claws. You know, the brand, I think, was a big influence to that, but look at the way this is going to start going if they're able to keep the board here. Now that down Lightning Storm, CompLexity's overloaded for 2 on the following turn. Luminosity's goal is simply to get the board in their favor slightly, and then eventually snag value off of all of their cards. If they're able to do that, CompLexity never gets a foothold, and their synergy just falls apart. We've already seen a Flame Tongue Totem do very little to nothing in this game.
It killed off a Twilight Whelp, but it also killed off their own Tunnel Trog. So Luminosity here can go Jade Claws plus Twilight Guardian. Now that would be sort of not weak, but vulnerable to Jade Lightning plus the attack in. But it is their strongest play on the board.
Yeah, their goal is to protect this Draconid Operative in this spot. So I am curious if it's going to be the Twilight Guardian or the Wormrest Agent and just heal.
Yeah, Wormrest Agent plus heal actually I think has a lot of merit.
I mean, that keeps them safe from Jade Lightning as well. And I think that's a big one to consider right now.
Now, one thing to note is if they heal it up, that would keep them safe from Jade Lightning because they'd have the taunt in the way, so they couldn't reach it with the 1/1 or the weapon attack. I really like
really
this.
Smart.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
I don't know if it's just about health totals. I think they just want to make sure the board is clear.
Well, now it's back in range of Jade Lightning.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that ruins
I don't understand that at all.
Oh, they can't Jade Lightning because they're overloaded for 3 because the Jade Claws.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's just really smart. We're just big dum-dums. Let's listen to CompLexity. Those guys are smart.
I don't like Feral Spirits here for sure.
Yeah, they just die, right?
Yeah.
mean, if we Fairy Spirits, we can at least Jade Lightning the big dragon next turn, because he has to trade with it, right?
Well, I don't like any of our plays.
I will just Fairy Spirit.
Yeah, I would Feral Spirit as well.
Yeah. Then we can Jade Lightning the operative next turn.
Yeah. I hate all of the plays.
Guardian heal.
The Twilight Drake has some synergy with the Bran.
A lot of cards have synergy with Bran. Right?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, Guardian's just better on the board.
So
anyway.
we're saving the weapon, right?
No, we use it.
I think we use it because it saves the 2/4 on board.
Yeah.
Unless you don't want to heal.
I was gonna heal the 2/4. I don't want to heal to a 5/4 because
Jade Lightning. Well, it's only a 2/2 Jade, right? So they make a 2/2 Jade. They have 3 mana to play with.
Like, why would we heal our 5/2 a 5/4 into a Jade Lightning turn?
Well, we're not attacking with it. We just play the Guardian pass. Oh, we have to attack with it.
Well, of course
This
we're
is
attacking.
happening.
Yeah. That happens every time. You have to do that.
So then play around, like, play it into, like,
So you want to hold the weapon.
I want to hold the weapon and heal this guy.
They are overloaded.
They're overloaded
They've got
at
5
5.
mana.
Yeah.
They Jade Lightning this guy.
So
they
like,
could Jade Lightning this guy and weapon that guy,
They
I
could
guess.
go, like-
oh yeah.
Okay, so we use the weapon.
Yeah. You use the weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heal it.
Heal, yeah.
What do I play? This one?
Guardian. Guardian.
You know what? No, I don't use the weapon. It's wrong. You leave this guy at 5/2, and this guy heals
Because
to
he can't.
2/4.
He can't weapon. Okay, yeah. We forgot we had a taunt coming in. Okay.
We have to, yeah, good. We can't play the Totem
Is it
Golem.
never Totem Golem sink from below and next turn? No, yeah.
Yeah, I would Jade Lightning as well. I mean, it's a pretty decent swing, right? Like 5/4.
It's okay. We can play some rack sniping.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. Like with this line, we have a rack.
Hmm?
Maybe not next turn, but
I like the thought process for Luminosity, but they forgot that they were going to play the Twilight Guardian as a taunt that turn.
I actually assumed that when they were going to heal, it meant they were going to play the Bran to fork the decision on the Jade Lightning. Do you want to kill Bran or do you want to kill the bigger minion? Because it's not just a 5/4, it's going to heal up to a 5/6 as well. So that is a tough decision for CompLexity to make at that point, but they wanted to guarantee their Bran value, which is something else that I personally expected them to do. So the turn was a little bit weird, and then you heard at the end the analysis from Zalay. A little bit of overthinking.
Yeah. His instincts were correct in saving the weapon, because you don't want to you don't want to use that mana and the resource of the heal to heal up that 5/2.
You know, I have to say, I think Zalay is one of the best players in the world at utilizing weapons. Every time I watch him play a weapon class, or just anytime he has a weapon, he is so good at knowing what to do with it. Most players just use their weapons, just strong, and they get their value. Zalay is always looking for better and better and better situations, and a lot of that just comes from his warrior background. It was his favorite deck to play for a very long time.
Warrior for a while, Shaman recently.
Hunter for a long time too.
Hunter for a long time as well,
Hunter
yeah.
had Mad Scientist, he played a lot of that.
Back in the day. You know, admirable. Hunter still has Mad Scientist in Wild. And it's one of the best cards in
Mad
Wild.
Scientist is the best card in Wild, period.
Comma.
I was actually surprised. I was surprised at how underwhelming it actually felt to me when I was playing with it. Wild is so much about synergy and deck building, but a topic for another day. Here, CompLexity, they are struggling. None of their decisions have looked strong for so many turns. The desperation comes in.
All right, well, Ragnaros is going to come down on the board. It needs to hit an impactful minion because that Shadow or Death is going to make it need a sweet...
It's definitely a good one, but they wanted to hit Bran, I think.
Yeah, well...
Bran's going to eat their lunch right here. This game's about to be over.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's go and listen to Luminosity. A pretty good turn for them. Let's see how they want to take it.
Bran.
We'll see.
Maybe Bran, but...
We could also play that.
Play that.
I like Shield.
Yeah, Shield's pretty good.
On Bran or Drake?
I kind of like Bran.
Me too.
I think Bran's more important than Drake. I think they just cut Thing from below. Really think so.
Maybe.
Possible.
No, but they're playing Thunder Bluff. Like, that makes it better.
I mean, they Thanos on 2 instead of playing Toto.
Yeah, but I think they just wanted to cycle.
They have Feral Spirits and Big Man's, like a lot of overloading, not much
I don't
time
think
to
they have
Toto.
the heal. That's like a decent read.
Put Lightning Ball Totem Golem.
Yeah, think so. I don't see anything else we couldn't do. No. Yeah, Lightning Bolt Totem Golem.
Yeah. Yeah. One on the left. One on the
Dr.
right.
Bran. So Priest is just favored against Reno Lux, so they'd be silly to pick that.
Yep, yep. As we saw yesterday.
Dr. Bran.
PhD.
PhD. I like how they mentioned at the end there, they'd be silly to pick Reno Lock into Dragon Priest. Of course, Reno Lock is known as one of the best counters to Dragon Priest, but yesterday, in both of the matchups that we saw with Dragon Priest versus Reno Warlock, the Dragon Priest took the victory. So
yeah.
Luminosity just sort of alluding to what happened yesterday in their matches.
And it won in 2 different ways. One of them was the inability to draw Reno and make a big recovery despite the amount of cards drawn. And the other one was just inability to clear the board early on. None of the key tools that were there. We saw both of the weaknesses of Reno Lock come into play in one of its best matchups.
Yeah, all right. Well, Luminosity is going to continue on this Priest. We can probably expect the Warlock, you know, despite the jokes and how Dragon Priest had a lot of success yesterday. You can't argue with the fact that Reno Warlock just
it's a massive favorite.
Beats it up a lot of the time, yeah.
It's a massive favorite. Like, if they all go 1-for-1, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they don't even need to go 1-for-1. They just, like losing, board sweep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways to win.
Yesterday we saw one Dragon Priest versus Reno Lock matchup where the Dragon Priest drew by like turn 10 4 more cards than the Warlock, which is crazy to see at times. Northshire Cleric value. They weren't even playing like a beatdown plan most of the time. They were playing, the Dragon Priests were playing like a super value-oriented game, and despite even good draws in some of those matchups, the Warlock just wasn't able to take it. So
and it's an important facet too. You know, a lot of the Dragon Priest win rate comes from just consistently having a threat or finding Ragnaros.
Zoom in further.
I liked the dramatic use of those
further
too. It just like keeps zooming in.
I want to see each individual scraggly beard hair that Chucky has on his chin.
It's cold stare.
Yeah.
I like it. I was playing a little bit with Super JJ yesterday. Man, that guy is good.
Yeah. He's real good.
Every step of the way, it seemed like he had a strong turn versus what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And if he didn't have, he just top decked it, which is the marquee of a good player. Real talk, though. It's
rather be lucky than good.
They came up with so many good game plans, and him and Sho, where it was like one of their first times playing Wild, and they're sitting there playing the game, and then Sho is talking about things, and JJ goes, no, just attack him. He has to trade. Look. And he attacks me everything. I was like, he's right. I got to trade. Cast anything and trade.
Every time we show Luminosity's team cam, Frozen's like got a different like posture in his chair. I'm just waiting for us. We're gonna go to it, and he's gonna be like hanging off the back of it. He's gonna be like
down.
Sitting backwards in it, upside down with his head hanging off, looking at the screen upside down. He's just making himself comfortable.
Yeah, it doesn't look frozen at all. He is just kind of letting it go, though, just doing everything he wants.
Yeah. I'm trying to replicate how you play at home.
I think that's a really important facet, actually, is, you know, playing on a main stage, under lights, folks watching you, big headsets on that you don't normally have. Those things influence your ability to focus.
White noise being pumped in.
That's true. Yeah, it's white noise being pumped into their ears so that it drowns out sound from outside. They can't make anything audible.
Yeah, our deep, rich, projecting voices in the Trinity Arena,
or lack thereof,
or lack thereof.
I am kind of curious if anyone should like maybe practice wearing uncomfortable gear at home, like to prepare for a turn like that.
Well, white noise a lot of times is used by people to like
Focus.
help them sleep and
I do that.
Yeah, it can, for some people it can be pretty relaxing, but in this situation, sometimes you don't want to be relaxed. You want to be focused, as you said. So let's get into it. Game number 4, CompLexity. The Reno Lock, like we mentioned, would probably be the choice. And Luminosity with Dragon Priest once again. I like their hand early on. They can coin Brand is a realistic possibility. You can land a Brand plus a Cabal Talon Priest. That's a 2/10 Brand that you're going to continue to reap the rewards of throughout the course of the game.
Brand is certainly a key to victory for Dragon Priest in this matchup. Either later in the game to get massive value from Draconid Operative, give you the fuel to win, or early on to just start the beatdown. If your minions have enough health, your opponents don't really have an opportunity to take advantage of that. Let's listen to CompLexity as Wormrust Agents what they're facing off.
Also not a bad one. Bruiser is fine, right? Sure.
Blackwing Corruptor.
Yeah.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
We have Argus as well.
And 2 pains, that's 5 outs.
They wouldn't just tap like Doomsayer tap or something like that. They wouldn't be stupid enough to do that, surely.
You never know.
We could draw off Girl to hit Coin Shadowward Pain.
Yeah.
They still have coin, right?
So many.
Yeah, we are probably going to. I mean, Corruptor is annoying, right? We can also go Kazamikus. I mean,
Kazamikus, then we have this one for 3 mana and this one next turn.
yeah, I think Kazamikus is actually better, right? Yeah.
We take a 5.
Yeah, 5.
At last, a worthy disciple.
Boah.
We should summon, right?
What? Summon, right? Yeah, but we don't.
We,
Yeah, we have to take. Yeah, but we have to take the summon.
yeah.
Oh man.
Let's take a 5/5.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh. Oh
we-
my.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Not 5 damage and no. Oh my God. This. Oh man.
So we probably have to play the giant first.
We can PO Shadow Flame to Zakus if he doesn't trade well. Mm.
Yep, yep.
And
I
for the
guess
face,
double
why
trade's
nothing?
fine. Double trade's fine.
Do we ever heal? Probably not.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just making sure. Yeah, double trading is like alright. Going face has some value in just killing them, but
Like if they go Emperor then and doesn't trade, we're like we have to dash.
wait. They can't Emperor. They can't Emperor. What?
Oh, we have coin. Never mind.
Their next turn's probably just Potion.
Well, we're gonna make it a really awkward potion. So
Yes.
if we don't trade, it plays around deal 5 and 4 AoE, but they're unlikely to take that.
I kind of don't want to trade. It's just not very efficient trades. We have a Talon Priest on board
Yeah,
trade with
not
next
for
turn.
turn 5. I don't think.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
To live forever.
Wow, that potion. It's good in some situations. Not so strong right now.
Yeah.
And the no trade from Luminosity makes it even more awkward. And CompLexity, kind of a brilliant play from actually to not play the Mountain Giant. It protected them from Shadow Word Death and from Blackwing Corruptor. And that could have likely ended the game. But suddenly their turn isn't strong enough. Now they're facing a 2/10 Brand. They have no way to clear it right now.
Nothing. Nothing. Well, they're still going to get punished by Shadow Word Death once that Mountain Giant comes down, regardless. Well, it's like they're going to...
The timing on the punish is important, though. You know?
Corruption.
That's a big one.
That can help them deal with Brand.
That's probably their way to deal with it. The problem is Luminosity is going to have an open turn.
Yeah.
So will the Brand have done the job? It's also corruption. It's taking away their ability to play second-rate Bruiser, play Earth Ring Farseer, to play Mountain Giant. You know, they need to get development too. It's not as easy as just dealing with Brand, but I do think that is the first call.
And that can be so threatening because you're rolling into Draconid Operative turn. You're rolling into, well, Azure Drake turn.
Whew. Wow, that's just not strong.
Yeah. Well, there's
They played around the Corruptor punish though, and that's a big deal.
Yeah.
There's a lot invested into this brand right now. Multiple turns. They've gotten 2 damage of value out of it so far. If they want to get value out of this brand, I think they're going to have to play Azure Drake. Unless they would just want damage value.
I don't think damage is really consequential at this point. I think that if you're going to want to get value from brand this turn, it's going to be with the Azure Drake. Let's go and listen into Luminosity and see what they're discussing.
And his turn 6. We could coin that.
Yeah, I think
Do
we
you want
coined
it
that.
2/5?
I want it.
We trade here, so we have 3 minions.
No.
I think MC Tech's kind of poor for him, but then we also.
For turn 6.
I think we want extra minions.
Yeah, I think we want extra minions.
We want
to trade
damage
into
minions, Emperor.
Yeah.
Sylve.
You want a value trade coin wealth?
Yeah. This is like one of the poorest MC Techs they're gonna get, I feel like.
So this could be an AoE for 4 potion. If they have it, good chance they play it this turn. Yeah, maybe we do that.
They have 7, 11.
11.
That's not enough, right? We get a giant back, Kazakus.
Oh no, we didn't.
We get no giant. We get a Kazakus back.
And a 2/2. We get a
2/2.
3/3, 2/2, and a 5/5.
Yeah, it's not good enough, right?
But it sets up this, and the other line is this and pass if we want to do these two.
No, we can play giant and bruiser as well.
Yeah, but then we can't Shadow Flame next turn. I think death at this point, right? We should Shadow Flame the giant, I think. I would really just go Kazakus potion here and then blow up my giant next turn.
But he will hit for 11 here, though, right?
Isn't second rate bruiser here better?
If they don't, then this?
Yeah.
I think so as well, to be honest.
Because we make the potion better, and we won't play second rate bruiser a bit later on, after we clear the board.
Yeah, I can see that. Alright, let's just do that then.
Yeah, sure.
Lazy Brucey.
And heal, right? Hey, what?
No, we can't do the giant then. Shadow Flame.
Oh, yeah.
That's the whole point. Like, otherwise this turn would be easy, just fast here. And
yeah, it's true, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I miscalculated there.
So, like, Blackwing trade the 2/1's pretty strong.
But it plays into the AoE, 4 AoE. Do we have a read that they wouldn't AoE?
We were already into the 4 AoE.
They don't have the 4 AoE with this play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you push the extra 3 with the 3/2, so it's like Blackwinging face. You take them to 9, you set up lethal, like...
Do we play the girl at that point? Like,
I
so
kind of like it. I kind of like it.
So that when they reno, we just push more and save a mana.
Yeah.
I like it.
We just go hard because they're showing weakness.
Yeah.
Do they live through Abyssal though?
No, not at all.
Not at all, okay. That's the only thing that matters, I think.
Wow, Luminosity playing heavily into the Shadow Flame here.
This is great setup for
CompLexity.
CompLexity just played this brilliantly, not playing the Mountain Giant to save themselves from Corruptor and Shadow or Death. Then hanging on to it, hanging on to it, hanging on to it. Go, you know what? We can just take this damage. Shadow Flame off the Mountain Giant, hope that's good enough. I mean, that is their way to recover from this spot.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious if their hand is strong enough to get there, but to get to this stage with their hand was incredibly difficult. If they played that Mountain Giant sooner, they probably would have lost this game.
Yeah. Agreed. Played right into Shadow or Death. Now they have some options moving forward. They're close to a Jirax's turn, which should heal them back up. Kazakus Potion plus an Earthring Farseer next turn could build up a pretty wide board. Their Kazakus Potion is summon a 5/5 and summon 2 minions that have died this game, so their pool is actually pretty good now. They have a Mountain Giant, they have a second-rate Bruiser in that pool, so they could build up a pretty huge board with that. And Luminosity is just going to try and build up as much power as possible moving into this next turn.
Which I think is smart. This kind of board state threatens lethal for Luminosity with, say, like a Blackwing Corruptor hand. So CompLexity does have to pay some heed to that. Now the potion stops that style of push, and honestly, in a pretty magnificent way. The second-rate Bruiser is probably better than the Mountain Giant here.
Yeah, this might be that sort of strong turn from CompLexity. They can even heal up with the Earthring Farseer. They'll be safe from, Dragonfire Potion. They would have to be a little bit worried about that because their board is vulnerable. But other than that, I mean, they're looking pretty good.
Ooh, that's a great draw. Let's listen in to Luminosity.
So now this fight first.
So
What's your
like
plan for the turn?
death. We kind of have to double trade, right?
Yeah.
We go death, double trade, double 2.
Yeah. So now this fight first. If we get like.
Because we need to get the Nether Spite off before we play the Drake, basically. Yeah.
Well, healing our 3/6
Let's try to get.
up to a
Let's try to
3/2.
get
Up to a 3/4
Nefarian.
is good. Like the double trade, I want to heal this turn, right? I want to
Okay, so-
death heal, and then 3 mana is the Nether Spite Historian.
Okay.
Okay. I mean.
Warmer Station better though? Like 2/4 is much better on
We'll
this
play
board.
the Nether Spite. Let's see. So
I don't
you
think
don't
so.
want to play
I want
Nether
to play
Spite.
Nether Spite Historian.
I only want to play one of the 2 drops because I want to heal this to a 3/4.
I like Historian.
I kind of see what Zoe's saying though.
You can play the Historian heal. It sets up Nova just the same way, and we might get something we want to play.
Alex? Yeah.
Like Alex.
Steel's really good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think this should have been a 2/4, not that Nether Spite.
Why?
Yeah, I think
These are
so too.
3/3s.
I think
Why?
so too. Just
Maybe it's fine.
It's just a little better, I think.
I think we'd rather try to get a big minion to play on this turn. On the Nether Spite.
I mean, I want to tap, right? I actually like Argus Gangbos a lot.
Yeah, I would like to tap as well.
Yeah, that's tap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Argus Gangbus.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's it. Now we just chill. Now
Wait. Do we buff? Maybe we just buff this one and the Gang Boss and trade here?
Nah, I don't like it, so it gets more Shadow Word Pain and
Yeah,
bookworm
yeah.
value.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Trade the 3/1 as well, right?
Yeah.
What's the reason to trade? Yeah, I would do it, yeah.
Just because we're in such a dominant
Yeah,
position. I just don't want to get wrecked by something rain.
I can see it, yeah.
There's probably nothing, but...
Yeah, but if there is something that we are overlooking, then we would be sad, right?
Good old Kazamiko's potion for the rescue. But a giant Shadow Flame was really good.
Yeah.
Slim pickings for Luminosity now as this game starts to get a little bit out of their hands here.
You know, I don't necessarily agree with you. I think that Alex Straw's pickup is a really big one here. There are like a couple of key draws, I think, from getting away with this, and I don't know, the Holy Nova looks pretty good to me right now.
Yeah, they take a bunch of power off the board, but they still have to deal with Gang Boss. They're not really developing much.
That's a good point.
Like they just don't really have a way to close
If
the
this was
game.
just if this was the 2/4 instead of the Nether Spite Historian, they wouldn't have the information to Alex, but this would look a lot better.
Yeah. Well, Holy Nova, a little bit of a saving grace here, but not the best.
This doesn't look that bad to me, though. I mean, when Complexity's at 8, they are forced to have defensive tools in a certain measure. Now, those defensive tools against this little bit of damage is very wide, but I mean, this looks like a Reno turn to me.
Reno Faceless puts some 4 health or 4 attack minions on the board.
That's the big one, is that they're getting the 4/6 taunt here.
We're gonna be rich.
You know, the heal, Luminosity's not nearly as concerned with that because they have Alex Straza.
Yeah.
But the 2 4/6s are, these are definitely a problem.
Yes, they are. Especially at this stage in the game, Luminosity plays that Alex Straza. They don't really do anything else. They're pretty vulnerable to just hard removal, whether it be Siphon Soul or Blast Crystal Potion, which we did see pick up.
Yeah, the Blast Crystal Potion pickup, I think, is going to seal this game. Complexity played the Mountain Giant Shadow Flame brilliantly, and the amount of cards they're drawing has just been so much this game. I mean, where do they actually lose from here?
I don't know.
I mean, they could just faceless the 8/8 if they really wanted to. They could faceless the 4/6 taunt if they really wanted to. I mean, everything's in their court, and it's because of that Mountain Giant setup.
Yeah, they are going to face us the 8/8. Even though it might seem weird to face us with 4/6 over an 8/8, it would be a nod to Shadow Word Death. But Alex Straw said they would have to have a second Shadow Word Death. But let's listen to the Luminosity. They're starting to get close to the end of this game. Let's see how spirits are.
Alright, there's 1 death. We can Drake for it.
operative.
Operative.
Is that better than Drake for death?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
We can get Nether.
Yeah, Drake's horrible. Holy cow.
Like, I mean, I think we needed Nether here to win.
I'm wondering about this Ragnaros high roll game plan.
It's got to be Rag. It has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you tech and heal yourself. It's better than Azure Drake.
Drake could find.
No.
We need the dragon.
Yeah.
We need the dragon.
For the second
operative.
My work is paramount.
We're gonna die real quick.
I know. So we know they're running combo. They showed faceless.
I don't trust this mouse. It sucks.
Yeah.
I do the safe.
Me either, Crane.
Crane doesn't trust anybody.
Not even himself.
You don't
Great game from CompLexity there. I think that's the kind of situation that can be a losing game for Reno Warlock too, but they averted every single potential trap from their own cards. I'm telling you, almost everybody in the world slams that Mountain Giant, and then they get Shadow or Death right off the top, and they go, he top decked it. Guess what? They Shadow Flamed the entire board away, played a different game, and dominated.
Yeah, I think it was, brilliant moves there by CompLexity to close out that one. But Luminosity now, with the series tied 2-2, back to the drawing board for them. They do have, though, a good chance here to counter. They do have the advantage since they had the win advantage going to that last match, that they will be able to find a counter deck to this Reno Warlock. Is it possible that it's time for the Hunter?
That seems to be one of the classes that Reno Warlock can be weak against. The pressure of Steady Shot being there, the pressure of the very sticky minions that Hunter can present, the thought of Call of the Wild hitting you on turn 9. There's a lot of stuff Hunter has that pressures Reno Warlock. And if they want to get very tech-oriented and try to just counter big stuff, Deadly Shot's a possibility. Has a lot of tools to dismantle control decks. The problem is when you play those tools, it's very weak to a lot of other stuff. So depending on how they built their Hunter is going to depend on when they choose to use it.
Is it Reno Hunter?
0% chance.
I'm pretty sure every time there's been a Hunter Trinity Series, I've turned to you and be like, is it Reno Hunter? And every single time, 0% chance.
Yeah, I think so. If Luminosity played, I don't know. I don't even know what I would do. I'd play Hunter for a month, try to get Legend. That's what I'd do if it's a Reno Hunter.
Bold call, admirable. Let's go and take a look. We got some statistics here for you guys, notably Warlock win percentages for these teams. Virtus Pro, of course, sitting at the top. No surprise there since they did have a few weeks where they were able to get quite a bit of wins with the Warlock. One of those weeks was against Luminosity. If we remember back, Luminosity against Virtus Pro had a 3-0 lead with Rogue. Lost 5 games in a row to Reno Warlock, with Virtus Pro able to take the series. So, yeah, that's there. Now, Luminosity sitting at just 50%, and CompLexity sitting at just 50%. So, their Warlock matchups.
Looks more like a 50-50 deck.
Yeah, well, Warlock basically has been used to counter Dragon Priest, and then it gets countered. Like that's basically what Warlock's role has been in the Trinity Series.
Yeah.
It's a deck that's used to specifically counter a certain type of deck, but it's a control deck that's pretty vulnerable to certain things, so that it gets countered.
Very powerful, but very glaring weaknesses as well. Namely the one copy of each card sort of thing. If your opponent can just simply plan a deck that can get past all of your one-ofs and have one thing remaining, that's tough to beat. That's one of the reasons that combo, I think, is such a good choice in Reno Warlock is when you get to that stage of the game, you're like, well, I'll just try to kill him.
Yeah. Well, looking at going into the next match, we're giving the players a breather. So they'll be back up in a second, but it has been a grueling first 4 matches for these guys. So we're letting them get off the stage a little bit, take a breath, talk about strategy. Here's win percentage total for the teams now that we move forward. Luminosity actually just has straight up the highest win percentage coming in here.
They had some big weeks. I mean,
yeah.
The week with Tempo Mage where they went 6-0 with Tempo Mage is that's a very big part of that.
Yeah, I believe the statistics do include their match yesterday for all of these teams. because Team Liquid came into the playoffs, I think, with one of the highest win rates. They were very close to Luminosity. CompLexity coming into the Trinity Series finals were actually they actually had a sub 50% win rate in the Trinity Series. They were able to make it because of tiebreakers over Tempo Storm, very close, edging them out at the end of the season. And they looked pretty strong coming in here. They were able to sort of exploit a potential weakness in the strategy from Team Liquid yesterday. And we'll see if they can do the same thing with Luminosity today. They faced up against unconventional strategies now 2 times in a row. Yesterday with the Druid ban from Liquid. Today now with Hunter being in the lineup for Luminosity.
I think it speaks a lot to the respect that the teams have for CompLexity, where in order to take matches, they're going to have to take a risk at some point. And so they're trying something that's against the grain and trying to take advantage of perhaps the somewhat predictability of CompLexity. These are guys that tend to play kind of the same decks a lot.
Yeah.
And it's because they play them very well. So if that's the case, where do you actually find the edge if your opponents play that well? It's going to be in matchups. It's going to be in your card choices. It's going to be in things you do outside of the game.
Yeah, so we do have the Twitch vote up once again. Type either CompLexity or Luminosity in the chat. Who you guys think is going to win? Who do you want to win? If you guys are big fans of either of these teams, of some of the players on these teams, I know we have some pretty bright personalities, to say the least, I guess, on both of these squads. And we'll get those votes updated in just a moment. But for people that may just be tuning in, this is the upper bracket match. Both these teams won their matches yesterday. So they're coming in today. If they win this match, they go right to the grand finals. So for the rest of the day today, they get to watch the matches, talk about strategy. They get to see the other team's deck list, maybe take some notes. And then tomorrow, they get to watch the lower bracket finals and basically rest during the morning and be prepared for their matchup in the evening or in the afternoon. So you do get a big sort of rest advantage when it comes to winning right through to the grand finals. So this is a big deal for these guys, and especially if you win now, it guarantees you second place, which really ups that prize money considerably.
Yeah,
looking forward.
That's the much more important part of the win is the guaranteed second place, but the rest is definitely vital, and I'd say for CompLexity probably more so. All 3 of these guys flew from overseas to get here, and I'm guessing that the extra rest would do them some much needed good. You know, and then you always have to think about Zalay though. I mean, he flew like an hour and a half from Las Vegas. That's a brutal flight.
Yeah. Oh, man. On a regional plane? Jeez.
How do you even live?
Yeah.
Had to be here at 10 a.m., an hour past when normal people have to be places.
Just a rough life for Luminosity. Now you can see the players getting set up there.
After a short break now, reconvene and discuss strats. Luminosity is on deck for selection at this point.
CompLexity will be on the Reno Warlock, moving into the next match with their victory over the Dragon Priest. So, what are we going to go with here? Lots of options. Luminosity, keep in mind, they excluded Paladin, which has been in deck, and chose to play Hunter instead of Paladin. So, Paladin has traditionally in Trinity Series regular season been a deck that was used to counter Reno Warlock. And they don't have that as an option. They also have Freeze Mage, though. So Freeze Mage could be great against the Reno Warlock as well. So they have a few good options here. It depends on what they feel they're not going to need later on, potentially, to counter something else. Like, is Freeze Mage going to be better off later on in the series to counter a different deck? Do they want to try and go with the Hunter deck here if it's built to be control and save the Freeze Mage for an Ace deck?
That's a good question. I'm curious.
Thank you.
The Hunter is really the big one for me. Which deck is it intended to beat? The way that their opening panned out, it looked like their intention was to get Reno Warlock on deck and then find one of their counters for it. And so what they're doing is the math of if they win a game with their next deck and then they immediately lose a game with it, do they still have enough strong picks to land that counter potential? I think I love how you just wave every single time it goes by. A lot of that is weighted into their decisions, not how the next game looks, but how do the games afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
There's no way.
That
just looks so bad.
That is not an Azoth Hunter.
That looks.
Is it Reno?
This
looks like
it's Reno Jenkins.
This looks like an aggressive Hunter deck, Admirable. Alec, they lose.
I don't know about this. Like, what is the purpose of this? There's so many cards in Warlock's deck that kill aggressive stuff. That's almost what they're meant to do. They don't kill health efficient things. They don't threaten you with resilient to removal threats. I don't know what's in the rest of this build. I have no way to predict this. I have no idea. Well, there's Desert Camel, but I have no idea how it's going to work otherwise. Injured Cavaldier, always a sign of Desert Camel in a Hunter decks. It pulls out a 1-drop, and that's a fresh 2/4. Let's listen to Luminosity as they mull over turn 1.
They 3 mold.
Yeah, my instinct would be to play all the dudes.
Play all
Do we know if they have MC Tech in their list?
We didn't see it.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
So you probably go double 1 into Direwolf Alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think we
Just
We
can
could
get
just
greedy?
go. I mean, it's a lot of damage. Extra
Yeah, like
damage.
try and kill him before Reno. Like
Like
Yeah,
it's 2
yeah,
extra damage, I guess.
That's the logic, yeah.
extra damage every turn. Just go.
Do we like it?
Yeah, we
I
like
like
it.
it.
Where do we place? We place the 1-1 in the middle.
Yeah, 1-1 in the middle.
2-1 on the left.
Yeah.
I'll take you down with me.
Yeah, we've got Alley Cat in our camel deck. What of it? What of it? It's just we're 50-50 gamers.
Look how cute they are. How ugly that one is.
Yeah, that's why. Oh, we have to kill the ugly one first. Well, we have to kill the middle one.
Yeah, unlucky.
That's unlucky.
I thought about mentioning Qualdir on the right for that purpose. I decided next in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't care about the pressure, right? Because we have Reno.
We can die before turn 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Can we really?
Yeah.
We have 4 now. When we play 2-drop, when we have 7. You play the Peddler here, right?
Okay.
I think it's Peddler as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Buying or selling.
Yeah. I would also take a Soulfire.
Yeah.
I mean, next turn we can tap Mortal Coil. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, if we want to tap, we can just do it next turn. Well, I like it.
Like, I don't see the point.
Okay, so they have a peddler card.
And for a
All right.
I mean,
Aggressive Hunter. I just don't know.
Well,
Look at this hand from CompLexity.
there's no AoE. That's the big one to me. I mean, Animal Companion is about to be a payoff card. I think CompLexity might have to play Bran. They just gotta stop. They gotta do what they can, but this is weak to Eagle Horn Bow sometimes. Animal Companion could be huge. This is scary for CompLexity.
Yeah, I mean they do have like a good hand to deal with it. You know, Refreshment Vendor gives you that little that baby heal to buy you, you know, potentially just that 1 extra turn you need for Reno. Hunter doesn't have like the overstated minions. They make up for it with like burn spells to close out games.
And the natural steady shot, you don't have to Finley for that one.
Yeah.
Oh my.
They life tap, but I really
scary.
Yeah.
They got to get the board under control too. That's another big one.
Yeah.
You know, if they land Reno Jackson, but there's 10 damage sitting on the other side, steady shot and the minions are going to make very quick work of that afterwards.
Well, now the question is it tracking plus Huge Toad? Or is it Animal Companion? If you Animal Companion, you sort of strand your Direwolf Alpha.
Yeah,
and get less value out of it, but...
The question for me is how the curve works out. What do they want to use tracking for? Let's listen to Luminosity and get their thoughts. Wow.
That just means they don't have Hellfire.
Huffer senses it.
Oh, yeah. No Hellfires here.
Nope, no Hellfire. Oink oink.
Alright, tracking into kill commands 2 off.
Yeah, I know.
That was good.
I think we huge toad hero power like every time.
So 2.
Yeah.
Because we're okay with either Brain or Farseer.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay.
Yeah. Go.
Alright, huge toad hero power. We're working on tracking deadly.
Huge Toad hero power.
What do you think,
So
Select?
if we huge toad hero power, he trades the Direwolf Alpha and does nothing relevant, let's say.
Yep. We get a trade in again. The deadly shot gets a little weaker if he plays like a taunt or something. He can play no, he could have played the 4/5 taunt this turn.
Yeah.
Does he still have coin?
No,
Oh, we're on
we had
coin, we're on coin.
We were on
Yeah.
coin.
So the question is, are we on track to kill him with Toad hero power into Tiger?
We are on track to kill him with the
Not pre-Reno. Not pre-Reno.
No. You have a chance to Reno then. We're not on track to kill him pre-Reno on any plan.
Yeah. So there's still just not much reason to trade or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This sucks.
Yeah, they had a really good turn, so now they get to survive till Reno. So will they have the really good turn and the Reno? Thinking emoji?
Let's think not.
Damage. Let's kill the Direwolf first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the max damage? Attack phase, phase.
They can kill us, so it's like kill command,
Quick shot.
Kill command, quick shot. Yeah, we should just play the funnel cakes.
Yeah. I would also just play the funnel cakes. Yeah. I like this.
Get your funnel cakes here.
That is a huge toad.
Yeah, yeah, it is. That's the name of the card. Well, Desert Camel picked up a little bit late. It's going to be tough. Luminosity's going to have to try and come up with a plan to kill post-Reno, which for hunters can be quite difficult.
It usually starts with board presence, and this is just not enough board presence right now.
Yeah.
Reno Jackson is not guaranteed to hit this turn, but if you look at CompLexity's position, they probably want to Reno. The big question is, can they get more value out of it? If they Reno right now, there are some troublesome situations they can get into. However, it's pretty tough to deny 17 extra healing, potentially 18 if the huge toad actually lands.
Yeah, with a Stranglethorn Tiger on the board, I mean, they could just go Imp King Boss Sun Fury Protector.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't think they could die. Actually, I think it might even be impossible for them to die. From
Do you play the Imp King Boss first then?
Oh, they're going to go with the Reno. So Sun Fury Protector.
No, this is Twilight.
Oh,
Twilight Drake and Sun Fury is what they're eyeing here.
Okay, well, this is more...
This is really strong.
This is more health overall, and it does, like, protect the attack from the Stranglethorn Tiger, because it won't kill off the...
Yeah. And this is exactly what I was thinking about, too. How can they get more value out of this? So now they can ride the taunts for a while, see a couple steady shots from Luminosity, get more information. Boom. Land their Reno.
Boom.
I'm looking at Deadly Shot and going, how good you feeling?
Yeah. Maybe a tracking first, try and find a better way to deal with it, but I don't think you're going to find one. Trade into the 3-1. Oh, that's so bad, because then the 2-3 just runs over your 5-5.
Yeah, I don't think you would trade into the 3-1.
Just rip it and hope.
Well, this Stranglethorn Tiger is not threatened by board. It's stealthed. So AoE is the only way to kill it. It's very clear CompLexity didn't have AoE, and it's very clear that if they Shadow Flame right now, Stranglethorn Tiger's not dying. So I don't think there's any reason to actually attack with it unless they're coming up with a different game plan. But right now, attacking with the Stranglethorn Tiger looks miserable. You know, Deadly Shot, it's a random up hit on the target. Curious when they're going to use that. They can try to manipulate it, or are they going to try to get a lucky roll? Let's listen to Luminosity here, then plan through it.
We don't camel.
Okay. Okay.
Quick shot.
Yeah.
Does that kill him?
Well,
No,
that's what you
one
take.
off. Do we go for the kill line now?
We just camel and steady shot, right?
Yeah.
Do we attack?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Like we're out of beast now for kill command if they clear, and they can clear really easily. We still killed them one turn before Draxus, and they use
Maybe
both
that attack
heals.
sucks because of Abyssal Enforcer, but they don't really want Abyssal Enforcer
Wait,
here. That
no,
sucks.
Abyssal, they die. They die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that attack doesn't suck. Because of that, anyway. It might suck, but that's not the reason. Yeah, I had the strong read.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Reno decks are so awful. Blizzard, if you're listening, get this card out ASAP.
Wait.
Dunk 'em for 3.
Yeah. Wait.
Should we just play those 2?
And yeah, I like it. Just Gangboss and Bruiser, right?
Yeah, I like it as well.
The Bruiser blocks him off hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking about the positioning, yeah. I like here.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
We can protect our guy and go for late
kill
game.
command.
Yeah.
6 to his face.
We're gonna quick shot the Reno, right? This.
Yeah, same thing.
But yeah, we're gonna kill the Reno to protect our guy.
Okay, yeah. It's a good camel.
Yeah, I mean we need to draw a good card.
Quick shot.
Wow.
I was gonna say CompLexity is not out of the woods yet.
They've
but
drawn all their key cards. This is so good for CompLexity. And frankly, the thing about it that allowed them to get to this turn was delaying the Reno Jackson. Landing the Twilight Drake and Sun Fury gave Luminosity the ability to interpret it as there is no Reno Jackson. They're desperately trying to survive.
Yeah.
They went for a plan that pressured through no Reno Jackson. And then when that hit, they're on this alternative plan of ragtag minions trying to get there. CompLexity has Doomsayer, Kazakus, Blast Crystal Potion, Leroy Shadowflame. Like, there's just Luminosity ever getting a strong board again.
Probably not. They can start chipping away with the hero power. But, I mean, they have one draw a turn effectively. They have like one quick shot left in the deck.
The key is this turn right here. Wow, what? Oh, I see. They're trying to just ensure that there's nothing hitting the board when they play Kazakus. Oh my gosh. You definitely play it, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, you play it.
I don't think so.
Wow, they're gonna go slow.
This Hellfire, I mean, I think that the body of the Savannah High Main is the best part of it. They would have got punished by Abyssal Enforcer pretty heavily.
Go for a 5. Bad options. Well, Freeze 2 actually is looking pretty good in that spot. I'm curious if they took that.
7 also.
I think they're taking 7 armor.
Yeah.
I wonder if they took Freeze 2, gain 7. We'll get a look in a second here, but man, this game's heating up still.
Yeah.
Summon a 5/5, draw 2 cards. That's a strong setup into Savannah High Main. They pick up Dirty Rat and Jiraxxus.
Jiraxxus is actually really big. Because that allows them to like clear off the board and then restabilize with Jiraxxus. But let's go and listen in Luminosity, see how they want to try and win this game.
So as well.
Okay. There's quick shot, kill command.
Leroy.
Master.
Flame trade maybe. You faceless this for sure, right?
Yeah.
What do we Shadow Flame?
I mean, if we Shadow Flame this and then trade, we have a 5/3 there.
Yeah, I think so as well.
What?
We just Shadow Flame this and then trade into the 2/2. I mean, we can full clear, have 2 2/2s versus nothing.
Yeah, I like it.
Or we can have a 5/3 and 2 2/2s against a 2/2.
And Call of the Wild is never a problem?
Maybe. It can be anyways though a problem.
Yeah.
I would just Shadow Flame this and value trade. So.
Yeah, sure. I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking if we can just kill him, but nah.
Yeah. That was the first thing I was thinking about as well, but.
It's game. Yeah, Dodo at Savannahs, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
Nice hunter, Elig Giggle.
Trade here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just...
Do we in trade here? 2, 4, 8, 9, 10,
I mean, we
18,
play the Rux
19,
next turn.
21. No, we have lethal if we go face.
Yeah, okay.
You should just go face.
Yeah,
Is there
sure.
anything? There's nothing, right?
No.
No, that's nothing.
I can kill it with call anyways, so whatever. And we have Jirax.
Oh, man. Hunter couldn't get there.
I almost agree with the sentiments of Super JJ here. But there's a reason this deck's not getting played. Now, granted, Reno Jackson showed up.
Yeah.
Their goal is to have Reno Jackson not show up. When Reno Jackson doesn't show up, Luminosity will win. But when it does, they will usually lose.
I mean, they got pretty close despite that. They had a couple pickups there at the end of the game, which gave them hope, but...
Only counts in horseshoes. Or horseshoes.
Horseshoes?
I said hearth shoes for some reason.
Horseshoes, yeah.
Yeah.
Great game.
It's where you try to get as close to killing your opponent as possible, but then they have Reno Jackson.
Yeah. Oh, I love horseshoes. Well, CompLexity takes the game, and now it's 2 in a row with them for Reno Warlock.
This is a big payoff deck, too.
Yeah.
When this deck gets rolling, this is when the lineups start to snowball. It's a common sight we've seen. Hunter looks like it was designed for this purpose. However, it's now failed. What's CompLexity's, or what's Luminosity's next plan?
Yeah. Well, it's back to the drawing board for them. Trying to come up with matchups, taking a look at CompLexity. Still a few options for them left. They have they're going to be playing the Reno Warlock in the next game, though. And now looking over at the side of Luminosity, what's next for them? Is it Freeze Mage? Is it a Warlock Mirror matchup?
I will say that the 3 decks left for CompLexity, I'm sorry, for Luminosity, I keep calling them CompLexity, for Luminosity definitely looks stronger than the 4 decks remaining for CompLexity. With Priest, Paladin, Shaman, Warlock, Mage. These are the 3 classes that are commonly just in the core 4 of lineups.
Yeah.
And the Freeze Mage is operating well, I think, versus all of the opposing decks except Priest.
Yeah.
I think that this is still a very close matchup despite the game differential.
I'd say so. I'd say so.
Can't deny the CompLexity lead, though.
If they can win multiple games with Reno Warlock.
Oh, if they win another game with Reno Warlock, this
I mean, we've seen teams
so hard.
Like we saw the 50% win rate. So a lot of teams have either played Reno Warlock and into a counter, and then won 1 game, lost 1 game, or they went all the way with it.
Yeah,
we had one Virtus Pro Series during the regular season, 5 games in a row. We saw the Alliance Series, where they went into 2 unfavorable matchups and won, and then they took the whole series.
Yep.
Because the rest of the decks can't deal with it.
It's a good deck. It's really no denying it. But it does have that, again, that big weakness of when your tools don't show up early, you sometimes just drop a game.
Yeah.
It's a feast or famine style of strategy, albeit very consistent and able to flex.
Yeah. Well, it looks like changing pilots here for the side of Luminosity, which leads us to believe that it is going to be the Freeze Mage coming out from them.
That's probably their next best deck against this.
I would say that's probably their best deck against it, but maybe they wanted to try and sneak a win with the Hunter.
What else is the Hunter good against?
I don't know.
Exactly. I think it's meant to be a Reno killer. Like when they don't draw Reno, they actually lose.
Yeah.
It's the steady shot's the reason why, too. You know that your opponent's going to ban Pirate Warrior from you. So.
Well, Admirable, it's that time of the day. The honorary Hunter shot. Ready?
I salute Brave Rexar. He's got to be brave to show up to this tournament.
Me too.
Game 6. This matchup is really tough for CompLexity. One of the big factors for them is pressure. If they can't get early pressure rolling, they're just not going to win the game. Luminosity has the tools to take care of the big later game turns. Alex Strauza on post Reno Jackson. Evolved Kobold, massive damage from hand. Card draw is the most important facet for Luminosity. They have 3 cycles coming.
All right. Well, moving into it, game number 6. CompLexity Warlock Luminosity Freeze Mage.
Woo!
Or as I like to call it, Freege Mage.
You used to do it back in the day, I remember.
Admiral told me a story yesterday that the first time we cast together, it was like an online cast. He was getting triggered. He did tell me this, but he was getting triggered that I kept calling Freeze Mage. I don't know. I guess I just wasn't as good at Talcon back then.
What's funny is I remember that happening and us casting a match, and at some point I said Freeze Mage, and I was like, that actually isn't as easy to say as I thought it was.
Yeah.
I remember that was like 2014.
It was a long time ago, man. A long time ago. Back when Freeze Mage was played a little bit more, but we're seeing it a lot now. We've seen a couple teams bring it to the Trinity Series finals.
When TJ was just a wee Control Warrior player.
When all I did was play Control Warrior. Back in the day. Let's go ahead and listen to Luminosity, see if they're formulating a game plan this early on with their Freeze Mage.
If we play the Novice, we give ourselves a better chance at hitting Acolyte for Acolyte ping, which is really important. So I like it.
I hope you like my invention.
We don't really have any follow-up, but
That's what top decks are for. Get that Acolyte.
yeah, I mean, it's still just a good Doomsayer. Wow, we're the best.
Let the pain speak to me. Job's done.
Well, in this here case, maybe we go with the 4.
Huh?
In this case, maybe we go with a different, with this one.
For Drake, why?
It's just, we have this plus a 3, for example, next turn. I don't know.
Do we want to keep the coin for Rack?
Yeah.
I think so.
Interesting, guys. He wants to play Emperor next turn, right?
And then we can do this and coin that. I mean, in that case, we will spend the coin. We just have to, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it.
I think it's fine.
Wow.
I can't believe they picked up the Acolyte of Pain.
Well, here's the thing. Novice was good. Loot Order was good. Arcane Intellect was good.
Acolyte of Pain
was Jin.
Real good.
And they planned for that. And this is a good example of how combo decks really interact in situations. Amnesiac said this to me best. He said, you don't just play with the cards in your hand, you play with the cards in your deck. And he was referring to that with Rogue. And him and Chalky, I was sitting in a call with them and they were practicing Rogue. I'm like, man, you guys are doing goofy stuff. And they're like, well, yeah, we're thinking about these draws. I'm like, I think about my draws like usually when I'm behind. I never really think about it when I'm ahead. And they're like, oh yeah, when you're ahead, that's how you just win games. Well, this is a good example of that.
Amnesiac's a wise young man with famous quotes such as, young savage don't lose, and Kazamicus.
It's one of my favorite moments is the Kazamicus. Curious how Luminosity wants to approach this, and looks like Ice Block. So they're going to save that second Doomsayer for a better turn. Their hand size is certainly something they have to consider, and I imagine they're looking kind of at a turn just like this one, where CompLexity is going to have heavy development. They have 10 cards in hand, and then they're going to look for like Frost Nova Doomsayer or maybe just a Blizzard and keep going afterwards. But their hand is shaping up beautifully right now.
Yeah. This matchup has been really good for a long time. You know, there was a short period where there was like a really fine balance. Back when there was anti-healbot in the game. And you had to play around, you know, Reno, Healbot, Jiraxis, all of these things at once. You had to like try and get them to use Reno and then get them to use Healbot and save enough burn. Now it's a little bit more straightforward. You know, there is, you know, balancing, trying to deal with threats, with burn. You do have to factor in Reno. You have to try and threaten them enough for them to Reno before you play Alexstrasza. Or just go for the one-turn kill if you feel like your hand. You have to identify that win condition pretty early on.
The deck does have to deal a lot less damage than it used to, but it also has a lot less card draw than it used to as well. I mean, Mad Scientist was an incredible tool in Freeze Mage at the time.
Yeah.
And since they don't have that, they have to honestly play for secrets.
It's sort of like the same amount of card draw, but you have to spend cards in order to get it now, instead of getting it for free from Mad Scientist.
Yeah, and this turn right here feels to me like Luminosity's going to heavily consider Frost Nova Doomsayer. This is a coin Ragnaros turn, and it's just a ton of pressure out. The combination of those two things, I think, is spelling a defensive turn. Let's listen to Luminosity, hear what they're thinking.
Really good against Dirty Rat. It's it adds to our burst, kind of. Like,
could also go Downus, Fireball, trade the Giant.
We kind of do need to cycle the Felnos just because our hand is running out of stuff to do.
Think about that.
Or no?
I mean, I don't know how much you guys care about the Dirty Rat thing. Like, the Doomsayer turn is the turn they would do it, but then that means our Doom went off, which is good, so... Oh. Eh.
We also have the option of Downus, Fireball, trade.
I don't like that as much, do you?
No?
I don't like that very much.
Runs out on me.
You wanna go Nova Doom?
I like
Downus?
Nova Doom.
I like Downus though.
I'm torn on that. Do what you want.
I can see it. I can see it.
Oh, we tap. Better to tap, right?
We could tap into Blast Cruiser or Siphon, but if you don't get it...
And we have to play something.
Yeah.
We have Shadow Flame. We have 3 cards we can get.
Yeah.
1 in 6, right?
Yeah, 1 in 6. It's not it.
Do we play that or do we keep it for Bran Kazakus?
We keep it for Bran Kazakus for sure. I would just, yeah, throw the Argus out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There's nothing we can do here. It's just like it. I mean, what can you do if you don't have the answer to Doomsayer? Blast Crystal, Shadow Flame, Siphon, Soul. I mean, yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah.
You want to force Reno is what you're thinking?
Yeah.
We're not overdrawing. We're not overdrawing, and we have a lot of time.
I think we just ping pass and then Alex him.
No, we never Alex him.
We never Alex him?
Ever. No. We never Alex him preemptively.
Well, I mean, are we going to get a chance to Alex later?
Yes.
Okay.
We have all these freezes. Come.
Well, Freeze and Alex don't work that well together, but okay.
Yeah.
I definitely trust you.
I think it's Fireball ping or it's a pass or Torch. Torch is bad.
Torch is bad, yeah. We want to hit
I think
draw.
it's Fireball ping.
Yeah.
If we hit like Acolyte, we can't really even ping the Acolyte.
I mean, you're definitely scaring them here. Like 18 is a very, very relevant number. Like,
also, like if we draw Acolyte, we can't really just Acolyte, ping and draw, right? Well, we need cards out of our hand.
Like there's actually no There's nothing that kills them at 18, but they might be really afraid. Like 18, you need 10 mana to kill them with Frostbolt, Ice Lance, Kobold. But like they might be so scared that they Refreshment Vendor or something.
So many possibilities.
And obviously if they Reno, it's just the nuts. Like.
I mean, Brain Kazakus, right?
Yeah, we go 10 first, right?
Who knows what secrets will uncover at last? A worthy disciple.
1, I guess.
Summon 3, yeah.
Yep.
Armor.
Yep.
And a 1, right?
Yeah.
Armor.
Yep.
Health.
Yep.
Health, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Armor's good. But we need to get the swag down, right?
Yeah. I don't think they could kill us this turn. Like thinking about the damages, I think they could get 17 with 9. That might be missing something.
Whoa. It's starting to heat up a little bit. CompLexity getting 2 potions with armor. Granted, one is a 1-mana potion that they were sort of forced to take with Bran because of the fact that their hand was full. They didn't want to give up the coin.
Yeah. Also, the one was just good. I mean, are they going to have time to cast 2 10s? Like, could 2 10s backfire? They wanted the armor immediately to play around damage burst. As Chalky said, 18's a very relevant number because of the way the burn combinations work.
Yeah. All right, well,
hitting
here's that 10-mana Kazakus potion. This is the juice.
It's big. That's a lot of extra damage. It has to be dealt. Mountain Giant shows up. So Luminosity here has a lot of time with the amount of freezes they have. The question is, can they find the right damage? And second ice block's no good. They have not found card draw for a number of turns now. Alex Straza is looking bad.
Yeah, they really need to get that card draw. Arcane Intellect, Acolyte of Pain. They need to find Emperor Thorson. They need to find those extra burn spells. They still have a long way to go before they're in a position to win the game.
Ooh, wow.
CompLexity has not found Reno yet, but they're going to put Frag on this board.
This is likely, I think, to force damage from Luminosity at some point. Let's listen to Luminosity, because Ragnaros is a big one.
Emperor Nova?
Yeah.
Or do we Blizz for one turn? Emperor Nova seems better.
You have to, yeah, you have to play the Emperor. Alright, we have 4 burn spells in our deck. Right now we have 18. It's not very much.
And we should also taunt up, right?
Why?
With the Shambler.
But when we can't play any minion anymore.
But then he can go face with his Emperor.
Yeah, it's true.
I think we should just do it.
The Shambler?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure.
We can always Hellfire to kill ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Double face is probably the best, right? Face, 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 face. No.
Now we probably lose.
Yeah.
So if you Alex, does it set up lethal?
I mean, isn't like ping fireball like somewhat reasonable?
No, because
yeah,
you can
the
use the
cobalt.
fireball.
How much is it?
It's 26.
It doesn't remove the armor.
They're at 27. You could just ping and it sets up lethal. And we have Alex block, so if they Reno. Yeah, I like just ping them, right? It sets up lethal. Let's make sure we didn't miscount.
They can't Reno because of board, right?
Wait. Did we miscount? 17 plus 8 plus a ping. And we can ping, yeah. So it's 26, and they're at exactly 26.
What to do?
Yeah.
You don't Blizzard, obviously, yeah.
Are we dead next turn?
I don't think we play around that.
We can't even, right?
No. We just attack.
Do we want to use power filming?
Yeah. You attack with the bow free freeze.
Attack, and then PO this.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then pass. Yeah.
Barrier. Nice.
Oh, cool.
Again. Holy moly.
Two Armor Kazakus potions, 2 Ragnarai on board. Luminosity still manages to piece together the damage at the end of it all. They tied the series 3-3 with a Freeze Mage win.
That is just nuts.
They're Phrygian.
They drew that Emperor at the perfect time. Without that Emperor, they could not have won the game. And it's all the cycle that they put into the game that got them to that point. It was playing the Doomsayer to card draw effect. They hit Jin with the Acolyte of Pain, and that was largely due to the Loot Hoarder and the Arcane Intellect they played on the turns previous to that. All the card draw is just catalyst to more card draw, which is catalyst to your big combo turns.
But now they need to make up that loss. They need to have one of their decks take 2 wins to make up for the fact that CompLexity was able to get multiple wins with the Reno Warlock.
That's right.
CompLexity has that counter advantage, so on paper, Luminosity is going to have to go into an unfavorable matchup and take the win. CompLexity has Druid left, they have Priest left, and they have Paladin left.
Now the question is, did we see 2 Feral Rage in their Druid?
and we did not see CompLexity's Druid because it was banned.
Oh, that's right.
So we actually don't even know what CompLexity's Druid deck is. It's probably Jade. CompLexity is a pretty predictable team in you know, the fact that they really brought the same stuff every week, week after week. So that's what we can guess. But who knows? Maybe they could be running Kuden Cthulhu Druid. Maybe they're also running the Malagos Druid that we saw Luminosity take earlier that was able to take the win against Freeze Mage.
There are some big questions left to be answered in that spot. But you're right. It's going to take 2 wins from Luminosity at some point. Now, one of the big differences, I think, is just the decks remaining. Luminosity still has Warlock, and they still have Shaman, and they're on Freeze Mage right now. Freeze Mage is one of those decks that has the ability to beat just about everything. Sometimes you have to draw stronger in matchups than you do in others. But the combo potential is very real. You almost always have significant decisions to make.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Frozen seems to have a lot of trust from his teammates in the Freeze Mage deck. Frozen has been known for quite a while as sort of a Freeze Mage expert. If we think back to, you know, DreamHack Austin, which was right after Whispers of the Old Gods came out, I believe. He was playing like Reno Malagos Freeze Mage. He was one of the only players, you know, pretty much in the world that was piloting that deck to a lot of success. Took top 8 in that tournament, I believe, and he's just been a combo player for such a long time. And you could tell it's delayed. You know, a lot of times Frozen would come up with the plays. They would be like, nah, I don't know if I'm feeling it, but, you know, whatever you think, we trust your decision.
Yeah, yesterday he did have a similar thing to what Crane did, where he went against what the team was thinking, really, and it ended up costing them big. He used, the Frostbolt, he used their second Frostbolt on an Azure Drake, and the Azure Drake, I think, would have ended up being inconsequential to the endgame damage, and they didn't have the damage to close because of it. They're going to hang on to Doomsayer and Mulligan Alexstrasza. That's really interesting to me, too, because I recall at times players keeping Alexstrasza in this matchup because it's so important. And Doomsayer, how important is that card? To me, you know, card draw Alexstrasza feel like the 2 big ones. And this opening hand for CompLexity.
Oh my god!
It's like I think that Luminosity is going to lose this game. Like, just they have Jade Blossom, they have Aya, they have Azure Drake, they have Innervade, and there's 2 Blizzard Doomsayer.
They're a Druid. They have Shapeshift. They're CompLexity. There's 3 of them. They're playing Hearthstone.
Those cards are not easy for Freeze Mage to deal with, especially not in big numbers. Gonna deviate a bit here.
They can go Azure Drake into Jade Blossom into Aya. That puts the most pressure. But let's go and listen in on Luminosity. See what they're thinking about in these early turns.
Okay. That's the last card they kept.
Now we have options. Generally, it's Frostbolt Doom, and then you go Acolyte Ping.
Yeah, we don't have an Acolyte.
Yeah.
But we're high roll gamers.
I think we have to get it. We have to get Doomsayer down here before 6.
He's got a small hand. Like, we could get Doomsayer to go off. Okay.
I mean, we do just give them a nuts nourish turn now, but we're ambitious.
Well, yes, Blossom Hero Power, right?
Yeah. We have all the answers, right? He's pretty good.
Yeah. We take that.
I hope you like my invention.
Draw?
We take that as well.
I hope you like my invention.
We're playing this real quick. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, we can slow down.
Our girl's best friend.
They're playing real quick too. We have a plan.
Ouch.
Not a good plan. It's a really bad plan.
It's Ping Pass.
Oh, jeez. You hate to hear that.
Or we can Fireball the 3-3.
Let's not do that one.
I don't like that one at all.
No.
We got these blizzards.
We could trade here.
We would ping there, right? And put the 1 on the face.
We could ping the other one too, but
That gives the blizzard bad things. It's either you ping the 3-3 or the face, and I like the 3-3. I don't know. Like, the argument for pinging face is we have 2 blizzards, but...
Jade's starting to ramp up real big.
Yeah.
They don't even have an ice block yet.
Nope.
They don't even care about this novice engineer.
Nope.
Who's gonna win? CompLexity or Luminosity?
CompLexity this game.
Well, they are stifling damage. They do have freezes. But, man, it's gonna be tough.
I honestly think Ice Block is actually the key draw for them right now. If they get to Blizzard on turn 8 or like Nova in play, Ice Block on turn 8, and they get an Alex turn, I mean that is a way for them to win. 2 fireballs at that point is 16 points of damage. Alongside the Kobold, they gotta have the mana for that too. They need way too much stuff. They're not gonna win.
Yeah, they're just continuing to gain a little bit of armor, push damage.
Ooh. That's an Emperor Nova next turn. Well, maybe we spoke too soon.
I don't know.
Next draw is critical for Luminosity.
Let us know what you guys think, though. Who's going to win the match? CompLexity or Luminosity? Just type it in Twitch chat to register your vote.
Yeah, it's a live counter, so.
Vote with your phones now. Text CompLexity or Luminosity to pound Trinity Series is the best. Standard data rates apply.
555, Trinity Series is the greatest out there, and here's who I'm voting to win.
I got the best deals anywhere.
A lot of draws coming. The hunt for Feral Rage begins.
I mean, there's a chance for Luminosity. Like you said, Emperor into Frost.
Next draw is the key one.
Well, they still need Ice Block, though. They need that extra turn.
Yeah, no Ice Block found, so...
Because now they're not going to really have a chance to play Alex Straza.
Yeah, exactly. Now they need card draw into Ice Block into Freeze. They have 1 Nova left. And that's it. They need almost quite literally Arcane Intellect into Ice Block and Frost Nova.
I mean, they played to their outs. They might be able to bluff with Ice Barrier. But let's go listen into CompLexity, see what they're digging for, see how they want to close out this game.
Oh. I would swipe face now.
Yeah, I would also swipe face.
And do we trade idle? No, right?
No, just hero power. I mean, okay. Yeah, we should definitely do it now. You can do it first. You can play the first half, right? Anyway, right?
Yeah.
2, 4. We'll be at 9.
Too much, right? 3, 5.
And we just don't play more.
Yeah, here. Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
They could Alex Ice Block.
So we want to...
Turn late.
Wait. Play block. We're fishing for info. Start burning their face or something. I don't know. Yeah, burn their face to make them afraid to play 2 Feral Rages. Just burn them twice. Burn them twice.
No.
Yeah, put them to 20. You need to make them afraid. You need to make them afraid.
Put the fear of God in them.
We want them to Feral Rage twice. That is the goal of this play.
Make them feel scared at 28 when we've got a 4-card hand.
I didn't say it was a good plan.
Let's program first, right?
Yeah, in case it's... Yeah. It could be a barrier where they're just fishing for information as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I would mulch.
Yeah.
There's it,
Far left.
we play that? Yeah, right.
We play the 0 mana one.
Yeah. We overdraw if we do that. We should probably play an idle first, right? And then the thingy.
Yeah. Could also play this first. Nourish.
No, we overdraw.
They mulch again. They're like, gotta give him more.
Yeah.
This doesn't even work.
I know. You can get Frost Nova.
That doesn't work. We need block.
You can get Frost Nova, man.
Ha.
You don't think about it.
Is that a 5-mana draw 3? It needs to be Nourish for draw.
Nourish.
Wow. I really don't think they have Air Rages anymore.
Yeah, I know. That was the goal. Let it rip.
Please let it kill us. Damn.
Hey, we got a weapon. I'm ready.
Does that work?
Oh yeah, that works great.
Does that work? Does that work? Yeah, Frozen. It works real well. If only we got Yogg.
If only they didn't go coin.
It was kind of funny. We could hear, we weren't in the Luminosity team chat, but as soon as they saw the mulch animation start to come, they all started chanting as a team, Yogg, 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 Yogg. And they got a Yogg, but the servant of Yogg-Saron, not the actual Yogg-Saron, but it was kind of funny.
An assault on the Yogg-Saron's man is an assault on Yogg-Saron himself. But he doesn't retaliate the same way. It's not like, back in the olden days where...
Sir Isaac Newton.
Yeah. Sure. TJ really knows historical quotes.
Great philosopher. Alrighty, well, Luminosity now, again, they need to find a deck that's going to win twice in a row. They're down the series. CompLexity has that sort of counter deck advantage. If it keeps going 1-for-1, CompLexity is going to win the series 6-5. So back to drawing board for them. Freeze Mage was able to take one game, so they can put that feather in their cap. But Hunter,
It was close, but Reno Jackson made it no cigar.
Yeah. I hope we get to see at least one more Hunter. We can't end the Trinity Series on that note. There was one time in the Trinity Series where Hunter had a 100% win rate.
If Luminosity loses the match, maybe they go for it again.
Then they'll have to potentially play 2 more matches. If they're bold enough to do it once, by golly, they're bold enough to do it twice.
It's definitely possible. No question about it.
Yeah.
But the Hunter certainly was a liability in this one. And like you said, they have to get 2 games with one of their decks. They have Shaman and Warlock left to handle the Druid, Priest, Paladin from CompLexity. It's a bit of a tall order, I'd say. The Shaman is going to have to pull some massive weight, or the Warlock's going to have to pull massive weight. One or the other. Something's got to give.
Yeah.
And I think Warlock's next.
We're going to give the players a little bit of a breather while they set up for the next game of this match. Let's send it over to Frodan at Trinity tonight, who's standing by with Virtus Pro.
Welcome back, everybody, to Trinity Tonight. I am joined by Virtus Pro, who's going to be playing in the second match up against Team Liquid. That's happening after this best of 11. It's going to be a pretty tight one and important one. The loser of that goes home, essentially. So, obviously, no one really wants to be eliminated this early. I do want to ask you guys, Hunter, yay or nay, based off the Luminosity pick?
Yay.
Thumbs up. Yay?
Yeah.
All right. Because it increases your chance of winning, right? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. So while we have a brief opportunity or brief moment to give these players a break for Luminosity and CompLexity, we're going to play another game that we like to call 2 Truths and a Lie. Nothing too out of the ordinary for some of the English-speaking people, but once again, let's go ahead and explain the rules. We're going to put up 3 statements on the screen for you guys. 2 of them are true. 1 of them is not true, and we'll see how well Virtus Pro knows each other. So let's go ahead with the first one. This one's about Naaman. So Naaman, you're going to sit this one out. And then Dr. Hippie and Bunny Hopper will have to figure out which ones are true, which ones are a lie. So, statement number 1, Naaman first hit Legend with Hunter 3 years ago. Statement number 2, Naaman's tournament record against Dr. Hippie is 3-2. And clue number 3, Naaman's cat is named Blinky. So how well do you guys know Naaman, Dr. Hippie, Bunny Hopper? Which one do you think is false?
What's your tournament record against him?
I don't remember. It's very hard.
Try to remember it.
It can be 3-2.
I mean, the first one's gonna be correct, right?
Yeah. 3 years ago? Yeah, probably.
I mean, Naaman is known for playing Hunter in the very beginning. Is it 3 years ago? That's the question.
I think third one.
Third one.
Yeah.
The third one?
Yeah.
Probably Billy.
All right, so they go with number 3, and it turns out, what's the final answer? Their record
what
against
the
you.
score?
Yeah, actually the score is actually 3-2, so yeah.
It's actually 2-2.
No, it's actually 3-2.
It's
I forgot
actually
about
3-2?
one match, yeah. So yeah, everything was correct.
There's three truths.
You got it correct, I guess. They were playing a new game called 3 Truths and No Lies. Well, let's hope that the next clue, is actually on point. So the first one was just a test. You passed, Naaman. Congratulations. This one is about Dr. Hippie. So Dr. Hippie, you're going to have to sit this one out. Let's go ahead and throw up the 3 clues on the screen. The first one Dr. Hippie was the first player to hit Legend ranked in 2016 using Freeze Mage. Number 2, Dr. Hippie's favorite Freeze Mage card is Ice Block. Number 3, Dr. Hippie's first golden class was Mage. Which ones are the truths? Which ones?
This one is really easy.
The first one is correct.
Yeah, the first one is correct, but I just know the answer because he hit the first golden class he had was the rogue.
It was rogue,
so yeah,
right?
yeah, it was rogue.
Wow. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the answer. I mean, nothing much of a spoiler. Naaman was super confident, and he is correct. Dr. Hippie's first golden class was Rogue. How did you know that? Did he tell you that before, or did you like watch him do it?
We
No,
talked about
he told
that
me
a year ago, right? At
Oh,
the
yeah, a year ago.
championships,
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are on point. Well, at least for that. Naaman seems to be the one who knows everything. But does he know everything about Bunny Hopper? Let's go ahead with the final 2 truths and a lie and see if we can maybe crack Naaman a little bit here. Statement number 1, Bunny Hopper's only non-golden class is Rogue. Statement number 2, Bunny Hopper's PhD thesis is titled Computational Studies of Protein/Ligand Interactions in Vitamin Transport of the Sector 13 family, end quote. And statement number 3, Bunny Hopper's second class to hit rank number 1 legend was Priest. Bunny Hopper, obviously, don't give any clues. Which one's true, which one's false?
Let's assume that the second one is true for sure. So yeah, the question is the first one or the third one?
First one was...
The rogue isn't golden.
Yeah. I think it's true. Rogue isn't golden.
Okay, so you think Bunny Hopper does not have a golden rogue, and that means the last one.
No, I think it's the first one because I haven't seen him playing rogue a lot. So yeah, like the way I think about it, it's not golden.
So you're going with statement number 1.
Yeah.
No.
Final answer. No, Dr. Hippie disagrees.
Bunny Hop.
Bunny
Second
Hopper's
class.
second class to hit right. Oh wait, we're just gonna show you the answer. You're wrong.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
think about it.
computational studies of protein/ligand interactions and vitamin transporters of the Sector 13-like family. It's actually computational studies of protein-ligand interactions and vitamin transporters of the Sector 14-like family. Guys, do you even know Bunny Hopper
I mean,
at
the
all?
first one is true. That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
The first
he was
one
right.
is
The first
true.
one is true.
You don't have a golden rogue.
I don't have a golden rogue, but I have a golden priest.
Is there something about rogue class that you don't like?
Oh, when I started playing the game, I just didn't have the cards to play Miracle.
Okay. And then you just kind
So I
of
never touched it.
really picked it up since then.
And after that, after I had the cards, rogue kind of sucked until now.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe we'll see more of it later, but I mean, hopefully the next expansion, which of course we were paying close attention to during those breaks as well. But that ends this segment of 2 Truths and a Lie. Thanks for everybody who's tuned in. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's head over back to the commentators, TJ and Annabelle, and get ready for the conclusion of CompLexity versus Luminosity.
I think a talk show with Frodan as the host, just like a permanent thing, would be a great thing for Hearthstone.
I think everything with Dan as the host should just be a permanent thing.
Dan just hosts Hearthstone. Every time you log into the client, Dan's like, hey guys, how's it going? Frodan here. You gonna play some Hearthstone? Cool, I'll watch.
Yeah, how good is Hearthstone? It's a classic Dan statement.
Is it?
Yeah, everybody knows that's Dan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He always says, hey everybody, Frodan here.
I thought it was Sir Isaac Newton. But common misconception. All right, so let's get back into this match. CompLexity taking on Luminosity. We're about to get into game number 8. And hello, those of you at home. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I know we're getting some influx of viewers now. If you guys are just tuning in, this is the first match of the day. It's the upper bracket match of the double elimination grand finals here at the Trinity Arena.
That's right.
In Burbank, California.
Winner of this moves on to the grand finals. And the loser of this match, lower bracket, so still another match to play. And our second match of the day will be a decider. Yep. Either Team Liquid or Virtus Pro's tournament run will come to an end.
Yeah, someone's getting eliminated today, so that'll happen later on, but let's get into it. It's a big match for these guys. Luminosity going to be playing the Shaman deck, and CompLexity is going to be playing Druid once again.
Yeah, in this matchup, Luminosity, they have a little bit of a more aggressive Shaman deck, with Hammer of Twilight kind of being their big payoff card, but we've seen it be a little bit rough at times. It can get very heavy, and so Tunnel Trog a good start for them, but they want something to follow this up. Tunnel Trog alone isn't going to really deliver the pressure. CompLexity is typically going to spend their early turns just investing into their mana pool and look for bigger turns later on. So if Luminosity doesn't have pressure down, it's not very good for them. And these early turns they're about as strong as they get. Coin Wild Growth, Jade Blossom.
Into Nourish.
Or Azure Drake.
Or Azure Drake, yeah. I mean, the sky's the limit for this hand.
That's a very good draw.
Yeah, it starts to put pressure on, and this is something that, I always hear you say, is Flametongue Totem just destroys Druid.
Yeah, it does. This is a card that they just don't interact with well.
I wanted to hear you say it.
Flametongue Totem just destroys Druid.
I agree.
I wanted to hear you say that. Oh, baby.
Well, Jade Lightning is going to be good next turn. Luminosity has their own good curve here. We'll see how they want to take it. Let's go ahead and listen in.
All right, they're going to Azure Drake. We're going to Jade Lightning. It's going to be great.
Totems rule.
Still trading.
Right.
Does Tunnel Trog say fist when he attacks?
At least his face, as in he's upset that he's trading.
No. No, he says fist.
All right, let's
Lightning.
Jade Lightning that thing.
Yeah.
Alternate play.
Hit it with
Shut up, Muzz.
Fist.
Face.
No.
No. Okay. Next turn's Flametongue thing. No matter what he does.
Golems are a girl's best.
Never mind.
What about Flametongue? Hex. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see a war last game.
What about Totem Hex?
I really like killing that 2/2.
Okay.
So do we use the 1/1 for bad positioning, or do we put it in the middle and trade off our spell damage?
I think spell damage.
Trade off the spell damage.
Okay. Let's do that. I like it.
Do we have to hex this?
I think hexing this is quite good.
Okay.
Well, there's 5/10s, is why you might save the hex, right? But
We didn't see a 5/10, but we haven't seen much of the deck, but I don't know. I'm pretty down to hex this.
Yeah,
Shrinks all their Jade Golems.
this goes here.
Kills 6 health worth of stuff. You can hex first, it's fine. Just make sure you kill it with the Trog. Trog and a frog.
Yeah, I think so.
Man, the swipe. I really don't know.
No, it's fine. We needed minions.
And Savannah's not even good, right?
Yeah.
Well,
But what else can you really do?
I think we should do it though. They just hexed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Can you nourish Mana Crystal Savannas? No, right? No.
You can nourish for mana crystal, innovate Savannahs. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can nourish for mana, innovate Savannah.
Then we can go off with Auctioneer. It's probably the best, right?
Yeah, it's probably better than just Savannas.
Time waits for no one.
Yeah.
Trog and a frog.
I have no time for games.
Totem into Golem.
Face is the place. That's a great turn for CompLexity. That's a very good spot for them.
Yeah. Nourish for crystals, pretty underused, especially with double nourish. I mean, when are you gonna? There's not gonna be many times where you can, especially against Shaman, with this much pressure on the board, nourish for card draw twice.
Yeah.
So this opens up their options next turn to be able to gadgets in plus wild growth, or nourish to try and pick up something specific. Really like that play.
Luminosity, though. This is looking good for them.
Yeah, they can just put a bunch of idiots on the board. Give CompLexity one of those idiots.
Put a bunch of idiots on the board.
Idiot.
The board's full. That's why patches couldn't come out.
Yeah.
There's no badges in this deck. What did they lose? Idiot.
just give him an idiot. I mean, Luminosity's next turn is going to be pretty powerful. They got either Hammer of Twilight, Think from Below, or Azure Drake, Think from Below.
Is Auctioneer enough to... I mean, this is 3 draws from Wild Growth.
But they only have 2 mana to spend, so it would either be Hero Power on the Thanos if they don't pick it up. Wrath would be great for that Flame Tongue.
I mean, they haven't seen a Wrath yet, and they have 3 draws for it.
Yeah.
And it's turn 6 now for Complexity? Yeah, 4 crystals ahead of the curve. Thanks, Ramp.
Got the best deals anywhere.
Thanks, Ramp. Oh, see what they get.
Bait would be just a great draw now.
Yeah, that swipe is looking mighty juicy.
Rag's no good. And, well, it's double swipe. That's a lot of damage. I mean, that's potentially a full clear.
Yeah, the one thing that they've worried about now is their life total is getting quite low. I don't know if that's a big deal for them.
Tell you what, Hammer Twilight's really sick here.
I like it. I was looking at over at the deck list that players submitted for the Winter Championship coming up in a week and a half-ish, and a lot of players chose to put Hammer of Twilight. There's a few aggro shamans in there that have chose to put Hammer of Twilight. It's good because it front loads the damage while also allowing you to sort of build a board at your discretion, you know, with that second swing. So I really like it. And this is that turn that I was talking about. Luminosity is building up a pretty significant board, and double swipe is not going to be able to answer. Well, actually, double swipe would answer everything.
Yeah, it's just not that good. It's because of the Hammer of Twilight.
Yeah, because they're going to be able to build up a board after it.
Yeah.
But it looks like this is the play.
Lexi's not even really thinking about this.
One of the play that they had, to be honest. They could, yeah, it just, that 7 attack Think from Below, you can't leave that up, and this is really the only way that you're able to deal with it. So it is going to be a full board clear.
It's the right call. It's just the Hammer of Twilight just making this look. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh my. That's heaps of damage.
They are piecing together some burst.
What a sleeper card Hammer of Twilight's been too. I mean, we've seldom seen this used, and in this format, it's just perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're swinging here. They got Hex in hand.
If they don't swing, I'm gonna be shocked.
Yeah, let's go listen to Complexity now. See if they want to try and stabilize now that they're facing down tons of pressure.
Or Shade Idols, whatever.
Yeah.
Grunt.
They used 1 Potter, right?
Yeah.
It's probably the best.
Yeah, it's a grunt. Yeah, this is the swipe, right? Question is if we wait a turn. I think we're probably supposed to innovate swipe here. On the Drake, right? Or
Yeah, and then we have double taunt next turn. Maybe. Or double Jade.
I think it's definitely the swipe though. Right?
Yeah. And also play the grunt.
We might die if he just grunts.
Yeah, we innovate swipe.
I would innovate swipe, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also about...
Yeah, the 3rd swipe.
Shucks. We'll think for a while, right? We're gonna totem, but we don't want to let them know that it's lethal.
So when we totem and it's not lethal.
I think we go Hero Power,
Jinyu the
4/1, and Hex their guy after. We go face.
Yeah. If we roll Healing Totem, do we still just Jinyu our face?
Well,
we Jinyu the 4/2.
No, if we roll Healing Totem.
Okay, yeah, we Jinyu our face.
We're not gonna Maelstrom for lethal. That's kind of silly. It's better to clear the frog. Okay. Out of swipes, but you go face.
Yeah.
Exit.
But I would just go for a double taunt, to be honest.
How about this mulch?
I think I would tend to mulch here.
4-2?
Or the 3-6. I don't know which
I
one.
mean, we also removed this body, but don't forget that. When we get, I think this is just get 2 taunts instead of 1.
It's just about lightning storm into something, right?
Yeah, but lightning storm is like.
It's like a lot better against Bloodlust as well. The mulch is better against Bloodlust.
It's not that much better against Bloodlust, right?
Well, we don't die. So like some AoE into it. I don't mind the taunt, double taunt either, honestly. I think that's up to you.
Time waits for no one. What you want?
I believe we beat this.
I don't think so. I think it's
It might be off. Okay, so you portal, that goes in there.
Oh, that's.
Wait.
I think that works. That works.
So you go storm, trade, yeah, it's lethal.
Yeah.
Storm. Yep. Trade the, yeah, it doesn't matter. Shaman gamers!
Get to play priest.
Yeah. Well, that was a really important win.
Yeah.
Wow, Luminosity, that's an important win. If they lose that game, they have to win out the series.
Yikes.
With what?
Starting with Warlock against Druid.
Yeah, that would have been pretty rough. So big win for them. They're already predicting what the next matchup is going to be, expecting the Priest to come out, which is probably going to be the choice for CompLexity. Shaman gamers indeed, Luminosity.
Shaman and Warlock left. Priest and Paladin.
Shaman and Warlock versus Priest and Paladin.
How did it get to this point?
So if CompLexity is able to win with Priest here, Luminosity counters with Warlock, and then CompLexity gets to counter with Paladin. So if you do
counter though, is it really a counter?
We traditionally it has been. We've seen a lot of teams queue Paladin into Warlock. You know, anything can happen. Pressures Warlock. You really have to get like Kazakus potions. It can get really awkward as the games go on. You have full board clears for big boards and stuff.
Definitely has a lot of late game power for it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. I feel like if you look at just the matchups on paper, that CompLexity with that counter advantage should be able to go 1-for-1 and take the series 6-5. It's really going to come down to if Luminosity can get that win against probably the Priest we're expecting here. If they can, you know, win up multiple games with Shaman, that's really going to put them in a completely different situation, a much better situation.
I'd be pretty astonished if Paladin was the choice here for CompLexity. Paladin's definitely the better deck against Warlock. The Priest is definitely the better deck against Shaman, I think. I'm not sure. And whew, it's just getting tense. Like, I'm starting to get a little bit flustered here because, like,
look at that
the intensity is here. It's
CompLexity.
The games have just gone back and forth the entire time. Like, these two teams won their matches 6-5 and 6-4 yesterday, and the wins were like clustered for both teams. It's like Priest was winning a lot of games in one set, you know, Shaman was winning good games in another set, and this one, Warlock and Druid are the only decks that have, I'm sorry, and Shaman's in there too. Warlock's been the only deck that's won 2 games for a single team at this point. Every single time, back and forth. And the counter games have been either blowouts or they've been extremely close.
That's what I'd say.
It's definitely like middle of the range, where like everything's been just been good choices and good play.
Yeah. You can see the reason why these teams are in the winner's match of the finals, that they made it here. Luminosity and CompLexity look like, to be honest, the teams to beat in the regular season, especially, you know, all the way up to about week 5, where they both started to look a little bit shaky. So let's see it. It is going to be CompLexity on the Priest, Super JJ the Pilot, Luminosity on the Shaman, with Delay at the helm.
Yeah, big factor here is the early game for CompLexity. If they're able to get pressure on board and keep totems under control, it's tough for Luminosity to land a big swing turn via combat. And that's why they're keeping this Cabal Talon Priest here. They're anticipating having an early drop into it. Shadow Word Pain also nice pickup for Totem Golem. And for Luminosity, a lot of it boils down to finding either a strong board swing with Lightning Storm, Jade Lightning, that sort of thing, or by having some unchecked pressure early on and having Flame Tongue Totem just get massive value. If they have time, their Jades can scale. And if their Jades start scaling, CompLexity is going to have a tough time with that. But the biggest thing for Luminosity is card economy. They don't have nearly as much natural card economy as CompLexity does. Most of their cards don't just simply replace themselves. Mana Tide Totem happens to be one of those cards.
Job's done.
But CompLexity's got one of the only sort of beneficial trades with Totem Golem early on, which is Shadow Word Pain.
Yep.
Effectively spending 2 mana to deal with 3 mana.
It's a big one. Shadow Word Pain is going to pull some weight. And then the other thing, too, to consider is that Luminosity, because they have Mana Tide Totem, they may not play Totem Golem here because they want to get Mana Tide Totem down basically as quickly as possible. And they know that having totems out are a big key. But like, how do they make use of the Totem Golem in this spot when, you know, CompLexity didn't play Northshire, they didn't play Twilight Whelp? Wormrest Agent and Cabal Talon Priest are the next plays they make.
It's really hard to convince yourself not to play Totem Golem.
Really is. Look, I'm playing it.
Which class favorite, Shaman or Priest? That's an interesting poll, actually. Let us know. Type in Twitch chat, Shaman or Priest. What do you guys think?
Oh my.
Oh.
Sometimes.
Totem Golem gamers.
I really wish you guys could have heard that.
We could actually hear Chucky.
As soon as I draw it, a little bit.
Yeah, Priest starting to take over in the poll. I do tend to agree. Not only just based off of feeling, but also based off of statistics. Recently, that is.
Shaman definitely got a lot weaker with Small Time Buccaneer getting changed to 1 health. With
Spirit Claws, I think,
mana.
was the bigger thing here. You know, just not having that flexibility in the early game
Are you mocking
really
me?
messed things up. But let's go and listen in to Luminosity. See how they want to deal with this Wormrest Agent.
No attacks.
Yep.
Good talk. I like our spot. So what does it say about their hand? No technician.
They could go coin 5. Like that's kind of what it says. Like they thought about coin 4 maybe they like, but then they're just like, no, we need coin 5.
Okay.
And we don't have a good answer to Blackwing, but we got to force them to have it, right?
Yeah. It's not that bad for us to play Blackwing.
I'd be really unhappy, but
Yeah. I'm used to being that.
We probably kill the Mana Tide, right?
Do you think denying them the? Well, I mean, the thing is they can play a Drake if we don't. If we just play a Twilight Guardian, we let them play a Drake, right?
I want to play the Copter here for sure.
Yeah. Agreed.
I would just kill the Mana Tide.
Yeah, I would also kill the Mana Tide because otherwise Jade Lightning is nasty, right? Gives us an extra draw.
Base right, yeah.
Yep.
That's a pretty good turn.
Well, what about Drake?
well, we have Drake Bolt.
What?
Next turn. Next turn. Like on something. Like Flame Tongue Hex, we don't actually set up a way for our 5/2 that we leave around to kill anything because they have a 0/1 taunt. But they feel pretty bad about playing something into that, right?
Well, they play
they'll be
Operative.
afraid. Well, they play Azure Drake and we have Drake Bolt.
Yeah, they play Blackwing, we have Drake Bolt.
Or else we just Aya.
Operative is like the worst case scenario.
So yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay like aggressively hexing here.
I like it.
It just puts them in a strange spot where we're ahead on board, and if they make the wrong move, we win on the spot, sort of.
Let's go in here.
Oh.
Yes. Second Blackwing,
You know what would have been really good if we totem roll Spellpower and vaulted.
The second one over is what they kept.
Yep.
And we know they have a dragon in.
Well, Hex is gone. There's not too many huge minions in Dragon Priest. So outside of Nether Spy Historian, basically Dragon Dead Operative's the biggest. And it's really about the board here, so
It's a good
I
play.
like the call.
It's a good play into that Flame Tongue Totem.
Oh, they're a turn away from being able to Thunderbolt Valiant and Hero Power, but it looks like their totems should be able to get cleaned up here.
That's the thing, is they got to get stuff on board for that to really work.
Yeah.
You know, I look at this turn and I wonder if Azure Drake Lightning Bolt is still on deck, because the 3/4 is still a similar size body that they were anticipating.
The only thing about
there's a 2/7 with it.
The only thing about that is all of a sudden Azure Drake, which is usually a tough card for Dragon Priest to deal with, gets in Shadow or Death range because of the Flame Tongue Totem.
It's true. I don't think they can worry about that at the moment, though.
Yeah.
I think they got to take what they can get.
It might make way for Aya to be more impactful on the board as well without Shadow or Death.
And that's really been their goal this entire time, was just to find a turn to start swinging the board position, take advantage of the fact that they have that.
And if they Shadow or Death here, they really don't do anything else. They can isolate Flame Tongue Totem on the board by trading in a healing. They're left with a 2/4 facing down a Flame Tongue Totem.
Once upon a time.
Now, to me, that implies Shadow or Death, that they're making this play. That'll definitely spell it.
That's actually a really good pickup. Getting that Twilight Whelp on the board to fill up their mana curve. Oh.
Whew. That looks like a big one.
Trog, Flame Tongue
Oh,
Totem.
this is so good. Let's listen to Luminosity. Their turn's great.
Pretty rough versus Dragonfire, right?
It's gonna be rough. We're gonna be rough in a Dragonfire for a while. Like, we need to make the best turns possible right now.
Okay.
So,
They took a tempo.
Yeah,
not a value dragon.
That's what I said. Like, which means they're more likely to have like operative.
It means they're really just trying to pressure this Flame Tongue, right? Because it's farming them.
Yeah.
Nice, nailed it.
So how do we do positioning here?
Well, this Flame Tongue goes on the left. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's going in.
Yeah, I was mostly just wondering about the thing from below.
Do we ever not play the Trog?
I think we do. We have Aya Hero Power Reload, right?
But why not just hold it?
Okay, I see. Because we have 2 Flame Tongues out.
Okay.
Wait, I think we hold it.
You think we hold it?
We hold, yeah.
Okay. Trust Frozen. Trust Frozen.
Okay.
Like, this is so hard for them to deal with.
I think we should bookworm one of them.
Sure.
The 2/3.
I must consider.
You have to, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we have to.
Let reading drag.
On parts, right?
Yeah, I don't think we bump.
Man, if you don't get that.
I think so too.
Yeah, Valiant's really sick, right?
Yeah.
You can place it next to the.
I think I put it far left.
Far left.
Wait. What if we play around Pain by placing it next to the totem? So you go 7/5 into 3/6, and then you place it next to the totem.
They already play one Pain.
Yeah, but like that. And we've had Flame Tongues out. Yeah, it's kind of unlikely that they have a Pain.
Yeah.
But they don't have a Death as well. I don't know.
I kind of like playing around Pain.
It's one or the other. You have to pick, really.
We'd rather play around Pain than Death.
Yeah, it's actually 50-50.
Because it has to be off the top. I'd rather play around the Pain.
Okay.
There is a lot at stake here.
My instinct is to not Tunnel Trog here. It doesn't seem relevant.
Yeah, it's not.
This goes here.
Wait. Dragonfire potion. Kill the dragon. Yeah, kill the dragon 100%.
Okay. We're just playing around Dragonfire Potion because we wouldn't otherwise.
Yes. Face.
Good space. Okay.
Also, Nova's pretty
This plays
good.
into Nova, but but Potion's so much more deadly.
Yeah.
And it's 50-50 what they have.
An unanswerable Thunderbolt Valiant on the board is the scariest thing when they're facing up against a Shaman.
Yeah, and Luminosity hedged their bets against every single thing that they could think of.
Yeah. I mean, they can just utilize their hero power to build up their board.
They're one damage off lethal here, actually. If they'd have played the Tunnel Trog, they had lethal this turn.
Wait, do they? Would Spell Power Totem make a difference?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus the 10 here, that's 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 from the Jade Lightning, 26, 27 from the Jade Claws. So Spell Power Totem would have made the difference there, or if they played the Tunnel Trog, they would have had lethal.
Played the Tunnel Trog in the last 2 turns, actually.
Yeah.
So that could have made a big difference.
The fight for the board still continues now because of that. But
it's interesting that they held onto the Trog for that long, to be honest.
The thing about it is when you're picking up Azure Drakes with Searing Totems, you're usually in a good spot.
Probably.
There's some heated debate going on Luminosity's side too, and it's not really anything insightful. It's just it's yelling out key cards to play around.
It's jibber jabber, for all I'm concerned. And they're pushing the damage. They did see 2 draws. Dragonfire Potion would still allow the Thunderbolt Valiant to be on board. They need a little bit extra.
I believe this is Draconid Operative for Lightning Storm.
Is Lightning Storm even going to do it?
No dice.
They do get information that Bloodlust is in the deck.
I think they knew that.
I don't know. I
think that was in day 1.
Was it? Maybe.
I think so.
It's potential. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Either way, Flame Tongue has been pretty MVP this game. It's been bringing some beats. So much extra power because of that card.
Just look at it.
Who's that guy in the background? He's just looking at you over the totem.
What?
See the eyes? Like right above the Flame Tongue totem? I don't know, I see eyes. It's kind of creepy.
They got a taunt from Elshaport. I just don't think it matters.
No, there's way too much damage here. Yeah. They have no further tools left. Luminosity, 5-4 lead. 2 wins in a row with Shaman. Tej, this match has just been unbelievable. It's been so back and forth.
I mean, that win in the last game was big. And now this one is even bigger because that is even more of an unfavored matchup against Priest. And they were able to take the board early. Flame Tongue Totems just did work.
And the massive value from Thunderbluff. I mean, we've been seeing these decks rely on Jade Chieftains to be that big threat, but if your Jades aren't building, it doesn't do nearly as much. Luminosity has cut Jade Chieftain from the deck. They're relying on Thunderbluff value to pull the massive value, and that's exactly what it did that game. And that was like 16 power they got from Thunderbluff Valiant.
That's insane. Searing Totem, 7 attack next to that Flame Tongue Totem. That's a gigantic. But now CompLexity, they got to win out the series with Paladin as their only deck remaining. Now CompLexity was one of the decks that did have quite a bit of success in the regular season, especially early on with Paladin. It was one of the key decks in allowing them to get off to that 3-0 start in the Trinity Series. But now, I don't know, they're facing off against a very focused Luminosity team that's playing incredibly well. It seemed like they cleaned up some of those team issues that they had yesterday. They're really, I've heard them say multiple times throughout the series, trust Frozen. They really go to him when it comes down to it. When it comes down to those tough decisions, do we play this minion? How do we trade? A lot of times, Frozen's the one with the final say when things are starting to get a little bit tough for them. And yesterday, they didn't have that faith. Yesterday, they were arguing. There was one game where Frozen made a call that they didn't agree with, even as they were walking off the stage during their break. We still heard them in a heated debate about it. And today, all that's cleaned up. It looks like they're on pace to make it to that grand finals with a win here.
And what a deck to do it with. Shaman versus Paladin. I mean, this is a tough matchup for Paladin, and especially when you add Thunderbluff Valiant into the mix from that spot. Typically, the matchup is very reliant on Doomsayer, very reliant on Aldor Peacekeeper for Flame Wreath Faceless. Luminosity's chosen to go Hammer of Twilight, Thunderbluff Valiant, some of the Jade package, some of the early game. So Doomsayer, Barnes, those are key draws. Anyfin, don't want that to show up right away.
Yeah.
This matchup largely boils down to how much control CompLexity can have over the board. They don't control the board through combat. They mainly do it through utility. Doomsayer, qualities, Wild Pyromancer stuff, just trades in general. All they're trying to do is keep Luminosity from building a board. If they can accomplish that, Luminosity can definitely have a tough time there. In those instances, card draw would be a major factor. How much ramp they're going to have. Can they get an opening with a Bloodlust in this matchup?
Bloodlust is going to be a key card. It might force... CompLexity did see that information. I think they knew it from yesterday. Look at that opening. Tunnel Trog, Jade Claws. Doomsayer is going to interrupt that, and that's actually a really good opening hand for CompLexity as well.
Well, this is the thing. Luminosity has a big trap here. If they coin the Tunnel Trogs, they're going to lose. Doomsayer hits and wipes them both out. If they play one Tunnel Trog, Doomsayer hurts. But they can get past that. So this is a key turn. If they coin Tunnel Trogs here, that's it. They're going to lose. Let's listen to Luminosity, hear what they're thinking about.
Coin.
Well, it's 1:04 p.m. That's an even number. I say we go with the right.
All right. Sold me.
Trogs rule.
Any Doomsayers? If I were him, I'd play Doomsayer.
Yeah. Doomsayer Gamer.
There it is.
Alright, that was one of their keeps.
Totem?
Yep.
We should still Totem even though we played no Solemn.
Yeah.
We could think a lot to act like we have a Hex or something stupid. Like,
mouse over that coin real quick.
well, playing into Solemn's irrelevant because they don't run 1-mana stuff. So yeah, you always Totem here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Totem.
They probably have a 3 here.
No, probably just Doomsayer regardless.
Yeah, but they kept 2, and 1 was a Doomsayer. Okay, they didn't have a 3. That means they're more likely to have Finja, which really sucks.
Coin Pharaoh.
Because he's got True Silver coming up.
I like it.
Curves into Jade Claws.
Then we have Maelstrom Portal in the back, or Jade Claws, like you said. Yeah, it's pretty good.
What would they do on 4? They might Barnes.
Barnes, yeah.
Probably
you can portal that, yeah.
Coin Pharaoh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Starting to build some pressure.
You can hear the conversation about how they want to sequence all of this too. That's one of Luminosity's major strengths is micromanagement of decisions, using their resources super efficiently and understanding that each match is dynamic. There is not a single way to win. There are lots of ways to win. They don't focus as much on macro game plan and instead try to take the pieces as they come. CompLexity, they do that as well, but they definitely feel more macro focused to me when you hear their discussion and when you see what kinds of decks they like to play.
Yeah. They do like to play sort of the greedy style decks. We see a lot of, heavy choices. One thing that stands out to me was the Sylvanas.
Oh, he's on fire.
Yeah. Maelstrom Portal.
It's a road bump. That's it.
Yeah.
Road bumps are definitely something that CompLexity's looking for.
Maelstrom Portal lines up okay against this board, but CompLexity, smart choice here. They're going to get the damage in with the Loot Hoarder. But let's go listen into Luminosity. A little bit of a roll bump here. Let's see how they want to get over it.
2-3, bump the 3-3, claw 2-1 into the Barnes.
Oh.
Weak to Consecration, but then we just kind of reload. Or we don't have a good reload next turn.
We don't really have a reload, so I don't like it.
So you want to go face. That's like similarly weak though.
The Consecration, it's not that weak.
What do you want to do?
The 2-3 into the bubble, weapon into the 1-1, and then face.
Face for 6.
Yeah.
What's your alternate line, Chalky?
You could just kill the Barnes using the 2-1, leave a 2-2, a 3-2, and a 1-1. It's weak into Consecrate. The other way also gets cleared by Consecrate, but...
Let's get the 6 to the face.
Yeah, I like 6 to face after I think about it.
Doesn't matter how we do this.
And we get out the J-Claws this turn instead of next turn.
Yeah.
This is the clench. Any Finjas?
Finja's not that bad for us here. I'm more clinchy about Consecration, clear individuals.
Get another one.
Totem portal.
You want a portal?
Why portal? Yeah, I don't like that.
Do you think it gets better?
Yeah, bluegills, 1/1s.
Yeah, but they're not gonna play those.
They will.
They're gonna play stuff. We're gonna need it.
We don't have much time coming up, but like this game's gonna go long. We have Hex, we can take it long. They haven't played any Murlocs, so it's not like they kill us very soon.
That's the best.
Man.
Well, a pretty missed turn for Luminosity. A totem up.
Well, you heard Chalky said we could take it long. And Thunderbluff Valiant is definitely one of the big reasons why they can. Now that a Consecration's down, it's more likely their board ends up building up. They have the Hex, they have Eye of Blackpaw. They still have a significant number of threats, and if Stoneclaw totems keep on coming, that means True Silver Champion is largely negated.
Yeah, they do have Bloodlust in the deck as well, so they can build up a board full of idiots and make those idiots mad and give them a lot of attack.
Speak of the devil. That looks like a Maelstrom Portal to me.
Maelstrom Portal Thing from Below is a possibility.
Yep. So I'm looking at.
Yeah, I was going to say there's merit to toteming up, but not really.
You definitely want 5/5.
Yeah, it makes your next turn with Thunderbolt Valiant a little bit more powerful, but Thunderbolt Valiant is going to be like, once the removal settles, Thunderbolt Valiant's a really good reload.
That's the thing, is they want to be using Hex on the big 8s. Those are like the massive threats. Ragnaros may get taken down by damage, where Tyrion, that leaves behind some significant value. So Hex oftentimes planned specifically for that one or for a key Murloc in that situation. Luminosity would ideally like to see equality first before they Thunderbluff, but let's listen to CompLexity. Their turn is tough.
True Silver and Forbidden Healing our face, pass?
No, we never Forbidden Healing, right?
I mean, when do we have time to play it again?
I think I like equality True Silver.
Oh. I like that as well, because we have double equality.
Yeah, sure. I can see it. And then drop the 8 drops, sure.
Yeah. We're getting...
As always, we take so much damage out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Move quickly.
Well, now I like Valiant. Before I was on Aya if they didn't really deal with our board, but...
I like Valiant.
There's 4. Yeah, there's, yeah.
Like, he used the Consecrate, right? Second Consecrate's good, but then we can go, like, Aya Totem. Is that good enough?
Aya Totem's pretty good.
Next turn. So, yeah, Thunder Bluff is good.
Yeah, do we have...
Like, would he have Consecrated there instead of developing True Silver? Ever?
I don't know.
I think
it's a tough call to make, like to do what they did over consecrating. Maybe they're thinking no, because it doesn't really lead into their 8 any good at all.
Yeah.
I really like Valiant. Like I want the
I like Valiant. I like Valiant. It's not like it gets great from here.
No board clear for us. You could play Acolyte of Pain and heal ourselves.
I would rather play Rag and smack the 2-1. The Acolyte would be only 1 card, right?
Yeah, sure, but 1 card deeper.
But we have double 8 drop, and even if we get the clear, we need to get those.
I actually like Acolyte into Forbidden, but also smack into the 2-1, right?
You always have to smack the 2-1.
Yeah.
Vigil though, unless they play some weird spells.
Forbidden Healing.
Yeah. Good news is they're make-upping the casters, so we might just win. Okay, healing from the left, pack light from the top.
Speak to me.
7, 8, 9. So 6, 8, 17. Not lethal.
Do we like Aya or Manatide?
Manatide seems fine. I mean,
I like Tide
we
better.
have less lethal every time.
Okay.
And you always trade the Acolyte.
There's the option of playing nothing, but
No, I like
Do
playing.
we ever hex the
No.
Acolyte? Why?
No.
If we can burn through Tyrion, we really don't.
No, I don't like that. I don't like it though. I think we can beat them long.
Okay.
They have one Murloc dead. They do not have time to
Okay.
set up stuff and beat us. They can't.
Okay.
do we trade with Thunderbluff Valiant?
You definitely.
I like Thunderbluff trade.
Yeah. Push the
Unless
extra
I roll
one.
Healing Totem.
Okay. No, if you roll
Alright, so
healing totem.
Tide on the left.
Tide. Yeah. Play Tide. Do we play Totem Golem?
No.
Okay.
This is already like a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Trade the.
5 doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah. We want the 1. Yeah, this is good. I think we win from here almost every time.
Yeah.
Oh. How many Murlocs did we play?
Only War Leader.
Yeah.
But it's definitely Pyro EQ, and then I think it's even Blue Gill and Hero Power. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to, right?
I think so.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
We have no bot clears anymore.
Okay, we go all in.
Yeah, we go all in.
That's the second equality, right?
Yeah, you play Totem Golem instead of a Totem.
Yeah.
Golems are a girl's best friend.
Thing from below on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
We have to trade anything, right?
what are we hoping to get?
What else do we do?
Let me think.
Yeah, trade anything. Go. We have to, right?
And it's never Light Lord.
No. I don't see it. We have to. If there anything, we get at least a Murloc on the
Yeah,
board.
I don't see the light rods.
Yeah.
There's two Bluegills dead now.
That's lethal.
That's lethal, right? Count. 10,
9,
19,
18, 22.
Got him.
Got him.
Dude.
Yeah.
Got him. Let's go. Wait, attack with the Totem Golem last for one last row.
One last row.
One last row. Give me one last row. Jade Lightning him. Give me one last row. Let's go!
Nice.
It's pretty interesting to me that Luminosity has developed the Totem Golem sound as their team chant.
Well, that's what it was before, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High fives all around for Luminosity. Yeah, well played series by them. Shaman doing work.
One last ruh. They're going to need a few more ruhs, though. I mean, they still got the finals to win.
Yeah.
But now they're there.
Yeah, now that they're there, they guarantee at the very worst second place, which means their prize money just went up a whole heap of a lot moving up there. So there's the winning card for Luminosity. Shaman, definitely MVP of that series. Like the way they built the deck. Thunderbolt Valiant, incredible card for them. Hammer of Twilight even has been a card that I've started to like more and more the more I see it. We saw it in playoffs earlier on in the winter, and now it seems to be not a staple, but definitely a popular tech choice among players, and definitely did some work for them. Then.
And almost every single card in the deck played a significant role at some point. You look at the Thing from Below's. They played such a big role in establishing the board. Hammer Twilight gave them the big reload after they killed the Gatrsand Auctioneer versus Druid. Bloodlust was a closer at the end. Manatide Totem was forcing card draws. Flametongue Totem pulling lots of damage. And then back to the basics with Thunder Bluff Valiant rather than the giant Jade packages we've been seeing across Shamans lately. That is just a very well-built deck for this tournament.
Yeah, so they're going to move on to the grand finals. They'll get to sit around today, watch the matches. They'll be able to watch the lower bracket finals tomorrow. They have a lot of benefit of preparation moving forward and rest as well. I mean, their next match is not going to be until tomorrow afternoon. In the meantime, they'll be able to watch all of the matches and be able to write down tech choices, pretty much get entire lists from the other teams to really make decisions easier as the day goes on.
Yeah, not only that, but they get to reconsider the Hunter choice that was made. I mean, that was an abrupt run into Reno Jackson, lose the game, which is going to be typical for any aggro build.
Yeah.
But was Hunter the right choice, TJ?
I don't know. We'll have to see. But admirable, while we wait for an interview with the players, it's time for my favorite part of the Trinity Series. It's time for TJ's Turbo Trinity Titillating Tidbits! Presented by me, TJ. All right, well, let's get into it. Sometimes you're up on Crystal with Druid, and sometimes you're not. Words of wisdom from Frozen, something that I couldn't help but put into the tidbits. Shaman has 8 wins and 5 losses at the Trinity Finals, showing you how much work it does. Admirable, I want you to deliver the next one for me.
Flametongue Totem destroys Druid.
Yes, it does. That is a fact, or, as I like to refer to it, a tidbit. And all 3 Trinity Series Finals matches have gone to 10 or more games. That's a serious one. That just goes to show how closely matched these teams are when you get into it, when you get into the thick of things. And, of course, the last one, some of you may not know, but I'm a professionally trained archer.
That's true.
I have my bow here. This is a professional archer bow. See the bowstring made out of
fishing line.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're made out of. So, Admiral, give me a target.
That guy, Frodan.
That guy over there. Frodan's actually. Is that really Frodan? That is Frodan. All right, I'm gonna try to hit Frodan. I got him.
Didn't quite hit the mark.
I got him. But thank you guys. Trinity Tidbits are something that have been in the works for a long time, and we hope you enjoyed them. Something that I love to see.
Sans font.
Yeah, but Dan has recovered from me nailing him right on target. He's over with Luminosity for a winner's interview.
Do you think so? No.
Thanks, DJ, for that shot. You got me real good. Somehow the arrow actually flipped around and landed perfectly into my chest. I'm joined by Luminosity over here at Trinity tonight. Congratulations, you're in the finals, guaranteed second place. At the very worst. I mean, you guys have an upside. Does it mean? I mean, how much is it to versus the money versus the glory in your opinion? Being able to get first, prize money is huge, 75K, 25K for the year guaranteed, at least to split across.
If I may, I think the most important part is that we get to sleep in tomorrow morning.
Ah, there you go. That's right. Get the advantage. Get into gamer mode, at least in the sleep schedule. The big question on everyone's mind. Hunter is definitely something that people didn't even expect to see in this tournament. Did you guys really choose that to do it because you thought it was a competitive pick, or did you do it for the fans, for the memes, for the dreams?
No, it's a competitive pick. We did a lot of practice. We were really close to not submitting a very good Hunter deck, and just at first we're just no, we never play Hunter. Who cares? But it's you might as well, right? So we found a use for it. We showed it on streams. We had a flare in there, so it's got a slight edge against Freeze Mage. So they had Freeze Mage. It's also pretty good against Reno Lock. It's slightly favored. A lot of things had to go wrong in the game we lost with it today. So I felt like we actually kind of got unlucky with it.
Yeah.
I feel bad that we let Rexar down, but maybe we'll get to bring him out again. Who knows?
You hung in there. You got the Reno Lock down to 10-ish again.
We got so low.
Yeah.
We got him to 8. We had an out at 8.
Right. So before, of course, Reno crashed the party.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that, by the way? Is that you, Chalky? Because you're well known as
the Hunter deck.
I think it was my idea.
Yeah.
It was these two. It was actually just not me because I was in a car
Yeah.
And bugging these guys about deck submission all day, and they didn't respond. And then with about 20 minutes left, like, this is what we came up with.
Well, that was when I got to the
that was
computer.
actually with about 6 minutes
I just
left.
got back from the previous event, and I finally got to my computer. I was like, all right, well, we got 20 minutes. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, that's literally what happened.
We submitted that deck with 1 minute to go on the deadline.
Sorry, still got Shaman and Warlock to back you guys up. Fantastic. What stuck out in your mind in the series besides that? For example, you guys started out with Mally Druid. That was really cool and unexpected and ended up working out in your favor. Is there any other highlight moments that stuck out in your mind from that series?
What was like the first unfavorable we lost? Or the first favorable we lost?
Was it Freeze Mage?
I think Druid versus Shaman was favorable.
It was really sad to lose that game to 3 burn spells, because we were in a spot where we probably
you guys didn't Feral Rage there, and everyone was like, no.
But it was so good with the Fandral next turn.
They're not playing the aggro deck, and we figured that out. And it's like, I think they had like maybe 4 burn spells in their deck, and we had 3 at that point.
It was pretty funny. Like, that's about how you expect the series to go. Like, we won the opening pick. That's really good. They counter pick and they win, and it's 1-1. But like, we were all really sad. We're just like, man, Druid could have like done a lot this series.
You guys were trading games back and forth until the Hunter made the win 2 in a row.
Well, we knew the Hunter is like not the greatest deck, but neither is Paladin. And so like the fact that they had Paladin the whole time is like being down a game, sort of.
Right.
Like.
So you both had like games you could throw away, so to speak.
Right. I mean, it's like a huge bonus if your 6th deck wins a game. Like, that's just amazing. Because Hunter and Paladin's win rates, especially among the good teams, so bad. We haven't won a game with Paladin. We've won 1 with Hunter.
I think we played it almost every week too. Like,
Are you talking about the entire season?
The entire season, we're like 0-3 with Paladin.
Yeah, we tried it a lot.
Paladin's like single-handedly carried some teams,
Right,
like,
they got really
like 12,
lucky.
13 wins.
Yeah, they got really lucky.
Is that what you need in order to win with Paladin these days?
Yes. 5.
Yeah. Well, again, the Finja, and then of course, like the perfect Doomsayers to add as well too. I do want to ask, a lot of the players do, evaluate if they want to bring mid-range Shaman versus Jade Shaman. What inspired you guys to bring that variant? Because some of the players were looking at it and like, I don't really know. I kind of like just like normal Jade Shaman a little bit better.
Muzzy.
It was Muzzy.
It was Muzzy.
Good job, Muzzy.
I think we decided that the mid Shaman is a little bit better versus like mid-range decks rather than control decks. Like, it also has the potential to win, but we figured out that like the chances of winning is like them not having AoE. So it's kind of like the same way they win. So we just wanted to be better in like the mirror and like versus Druid, stuff like that.
Sure. Okay, well, I like it. I definitely love your lineup the most out of any team. They're not listening, so don't worry. I'm really glad that you guys were able to go for the finals. And you're my pick to win the whole thing since the beginning, so congratulations. Luminosity is the first team going to the grand finals here at the Trinity Series. Who's going to meet them? We'll find out, starting with the lower bracket match between Team Liquid and Virtus Pro. Let's head over downstairs to the Trinity Arena with Admirable, who is ready to introduce the next 2 teams for the second game.